March Madness continues for ProBox TV on March 28th. Back-to-back weekends. Lester Martinez, this is March 21st, excuse me, against Emmanuel Alim, the WBC Super Middleweight Interim title fight. Coming to you from the National Orange Show Event Center in San Bernardino. We also have the show on the 28th.
Yeah, we have Acosta and Ronnie Rios on the 28th, Martinez and Alim the 21st. And of course tonight we have NAJEE Lopez in the main event against Gallegos, Manuel Gallegos.
March Madness continues here on ProBox TV.
We have Manuel's 2 weeks in a row. Next week we have Emmanuel.
We have Manuel and Emmanuel.
Tonight we have Manuel.
Very different spellings, but
yeah, but the same name in different languages.
Oh, good counter there from Dante Benjamin. Little roll and shoot there with the right hand. No daylight, no fat on the punch, however you want to say it. But very, very clean, sharp counter there from Benjamin. Lozano started this round very aggressive.
We're getting these pot shots from Benjamin. They can be so snappy and be really frustrating for the opponent because they talk about fat between the punches. There's no fat on them, so they're hard to counter. They're hard to see coming.
Man, the determination of Lozano, man, really impressive. This guy has not lost interest of trying to win at any point during this fight.
He told us he quit his job and started focusing 100% on boxing. So obviously, you know,
he's giving 100% here in the ring tonight.
Well, and even when he was cutting weight, he said, "I look at the picture of my newborn baby girl, and that keeps me motivated more than ever before to continue to push when I'm working out."
And clearly, he's got a lot of motivation.
And he said it made him become more fearless.
But also, motivation's one thing. Having a chin is another.
Oh, yeah.
He has taken some bombs and has not been hurt tonight.
Yeah. And fired back. It's not been. It's not even been dissuaded by.
He has not been domesticated at all.
What? Say that word again.
Domesticated.
Oh, domesticated. Gotcha. Back to the stick for Benjamin. Double jab right hand for Lozano.
I feel like Benjamin's looking at this guy like, what are you made out of?
Yeah. But I'll tell you, the calmness of Benjamin's body language is also sharp, though. You see catch and shoot there.
Yeah.
The left hand is shooting back with the right hand.
I was going to say, I've been impressed with, you know, we're here in round 8, and Benjamin's still very sharp, very explosive, very quick.
Yeah, Benjamin just...
he hasn't had to move very much either.
Yeah,
but still, he's able to still get that off without having to exert too much energy.
Guys who are very twitchy and explosive, a lot of times lose that as the fight wears on. Benjamin has not.
Repetition and training, right, over and over and over.
Yep. Man, look at Lozano's face.
Under 30 seconds left here in the fight.
Blood from the nose, the mouth.
Nice counter there, and good combination for Dante Benjamin.
Benjamin is closing the show here in the last round, really putting a display on. Beautiful pot shots, great precision. Mixing up the punches.
10 seconds, let's go.
And these two light heavyweights who walked in here undefeated tonight put on a good show as we saw the toughness come through of Angel Lozano, but Dante Benjamin's skills were on full display tonight.
Yeah, Lozano's always going to go, but he's gained a lot of respect in tonight's fight, and I think you know, he's the kind of guy that we'll want to bring back on ProBox.
Absolutely, I want to see him again. That was a really gritty performance from a super tough guy against just a highly skilled Dante Benjamin.
And the type of fights I feel like in the career of Angel Lozano that will help him grow. He'll go back and watch tape from this, more so maybe than the 6 knockouts that he got in those 8 fights, especially not having an amateur career.
And you know why, Christina? Because he was never broken tonight. He was not broken. He's going to leave this ring with his head high. He tried his hardest. He fought very, very hard. I agree. I think he's going to learn a lot from a fight like this. He's going to go into his next fight a better man.
The judges will tally up the scorecards. We'll make this one official. Then we'll be joined by a special guest. And then our main event, NAJEE Lopez taking on Manuel Gallegos. A 10-round fight in the light heavyweight division, but still to come, Dominic Valle taking on Eduardo Ramirez. If you've watched ProBox TV, you're very familiar with Dominic Valle.
Has grown up on our air.
Absolutely.
Power punching Puerto Rican from right here in South Florida. Brings a crowd. Tons of pressure. Loves the knockout. Always goes for it.
And he's going to have that grown man type of performance tonight against the tough Mexican veteran Eduardo Ramirez. That's a 10-rounder scheduled in the super featherweight division. That's what's coming up next. Let's take a quick look at the numbers here for this fight. 32 body shots landed for Lozano, but it was the efficiency at which Benjamin shot his clip that likely is going to get him the decision tonight, should the judges see it our way. Lupe Contender is in the ring tonight to give us the decision in our first fight on our Contender series. Lupe?
Ladies and gentlemen, after 8 rounds, Judge LeBron scores about 80-72. Damas y caballeros, después de 8 vueltas, el juez LeBron anotó 80-72. El juez Ross, 77-75. Judge Ross scores it 77-75. Y el juez Parker Jr. anotó 78-74. Judge Parker Jr. scores it 78-74. All in favor of the winner by way of unanimous decision. Los tres a favor del vencedor por decisión unánime. Dante Free Smoke Benjamin.
Tell you, bro.
Dante Benjamin is the one that remains undefeated now, 14-0-1 as a pro. Angel Lozano suffers his first loss, but nothing to hang his head about tonight.
Nothing to hang his head about, but in this state, you got to be careful. They will shamelessly give a guy who's coming forward and winning not a second of the fight. They will give him rounds. You got to be careful with these judges in Florida.
77-75.
77-75 is a disgrace. Dante Benjamin
that was really close.
And even 78-74, honestly, I couldn't give Lozano 2 rounds.
And then the other judge gave Dante every single round.
Yeah, well, that's the way he probably see it. Maybe around for Lozano, maybe. But you know, in reality, it was a big effort. It was a big effort for Lozano. But it was a matter of skill more so than a matter of will. And then I thought Benjamin ran away with it. But like I said, you got to be careful when you come to Florida. They will shamelessly give rounds to guys who just come forward just for the sake of coming forward. I've seen it time and again in the years I've been working here. And I've been a victim of it too, in a bare knuckle fight.
All right, we told you we were gonna have some news coming up to share with you guys, a little bit of breaking news. We're going to May now. Friday, May 1st.
Such good prospects. Each time we see them, they constantly impress more and more. It's always a good time.
Shout out to the Roach family for putting on another banger. Friday, May 1st, live from the Casino and Hotel Maryland in Hanover, Maryland. Taking a look at some of the shots in the crowd. It's been a very lively crowd here tonight. Early on a Friday, too. We got here, we're like, there's already people showing up before the first bout.
People were here before we showed up. I mean, lively crowd here. Kissimmee has a great fan base. They love their Puerto Rican fighters. They come out early. They stay all night. But again, when you got ProBox TV, every fight's good. So you don't want to miss any of them.
You get your money's worth, and that's a main reason a lot of these people are here, are to see the Valle brothers. Dominic Valle, 12-0 with 7 knockouts. His brother fought earlier on the night, got a big win. But tonight, Dominic Valle is taking a step up in opposition against Eduardo Zerdito Ramirez.
Yeah, Dominic Valle, extremely tall for the weight class. Comes forward, though, works behind a punishing jab. Big body puncher. If he catches you on the ropes, he really lets his hands go. Looks to knock you out. He's the kind of guy who wants to put you on the mat and finish the fight. Not a score points kind of guy. Not try to win by decision. He wants to knock you out.
And Paulie, what does Ramirez offer as an opponent
Well,
for Valle?
he's a veteran. He's a guy who's been there at a higher level. And he's a guy who can, test you in different ways if you're Valle. Valle is constantly impressed. This is yet another step up. So that in and of itself.
First 10-rounder as well.
10 rounds.
First
Okay,
10-rounder for Dominic Valle.
He's been there many rounds.
Been a guy who's been 12.
For Valle, that also is stepping into uncharted territory.
Let's take a look at the tail of the tape for our co-main event tonight. Valle, 25 years old. He's younger, he's taller, and he's got 4 inches on the reach advantage. He does not have the experience advantage, though, as he's taking on a veteran of nearly 40 fights in only his 13th fight as a professional, and again is stepping up to 10 rounds for the first time in the super featherweight division. For the official introductions, I'll send it up now to Lupe Contreras.
We continue inside Osceola Heritage Park. This is ProBox TV, being brought to you by Bet Online, along with White Sands Treatment Center, ranked by Newsweek magazine as one of America's best addiction treatment centers for 6 consecutive years. Our mission is to KO the drug and alcohol epidemic. Once Upon a Coconut, premium natural coconut water. Grab life by the coconuts. And Boxing Scene, the most trusted source for boxing news. This contest, 10 rounds in the super featherweight division. Este duelo, 10 vueltas, división peso super pluma. Introducing first, the fighter in the blue corner, presentando en la esquina azul, vestido de negro con dorado y plateado. He steps in wearing black with silver and gold. He weighed in at 130 3/4 pounds. Detuvo la báscula a un peso oficial de 130 libras y 3/4. Esta noche, este guerrero azteca sube el cuadrilátero en su 38º combate a nivel profesional, con un récord de 29 victorias, 5 derrotas, 3 empates, 14 de sus victorias por la vía del knockout. Tonight, this Aztec warrior enters the ring for the 38th time as a pro with a record of 29 victories against 5 losses, 3 bouts even, 14 of those victories coming by way of KO. Being presented in association with Samson Boxing and representing Gimnasio Cochul Montiel, Puro Mochi, Sinaloa, Mexico, Eduardo Zurdito Ramirez. In the red corner, wearing red with gold en la esquina roja, vestido de rojo con dorado, su peso oficial 130 libras y media, his official weight 130 1/2 pounds. Tonight, against his toughest opposition to date, he returns to the ProBox TV ring and puts his undefeated 12-0 record on the line. 7 of those victories coming by way of KO. Esta noche, ante su posición más dura hasta la fecha, regresa al cuadrilátero de ProBox TV y pone en juego su récord invicto de 12 victorias. 7 de sus victorias por la vía del knockout. Fighting out of Tampa, Florida, and representing his homeland of Puerto Rico, Dominic Valle. Our referee, Massimo Montanini.
Respect the hell, respect the regular, okay? Respect each other, okay? Touch him up. Good. Good luck.
All right, our co-main event tonight. Dominic Valle taking on Eduardo Zurdito Ramirez, not to be confused with the much larger Zurdo Ramirez.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
Christina Poncher, Paulie Malignaggi, and Chris Algieri here on the call with you. And Zurdito in the southpaw stance, hence the nickname, which means little lefty in Spanish. Dominic Valle popping that lead left-hand jab as he fights out of this orthodox stance.
Zurdo trying to use that position boxing right away. You even trying not to give ground and go some heavy shots early.
Big right hook there from Zurdito over the top. Being very aggressive is Zurdito here, coming forward as if he's the puncher, banking on his experience.
Right away, swarming.
Yeah, he's trying to catch Valle by surprise here. Valle goes right to the body. He said, okay, I'm going to slow this guy down a little bit. And the body shot sends Zurdito going backwards for the first time in the round.
Yeah, one thing about Dominic Valle, he is a very good body puncher with that lead hand, like a true Islander Puerto Rican. That left hook to the liver is a big weapon for Dominic Valle, especially when he has his man on the ropes.
He leans into that Puerto Rican heritage as we got a Puerto Rico versus Mexico matchup, one of the all-time great rivalries in the sport of boxing. And when you talk about Eduardo Ramirez, he's from Los Mochis. You want to talk about some of the best boxers in the game, you can run the gamut with fighters from Los Mochis, Sinaloa. He's trained by some of the Montiel brothers, who he works with.
They themselves are royalty.
Yeah. Antonio DeMarco.
Yeah.
Good right hand there connects for Ramirez.
Yeah, the right hands from Ramirez have been the best weapon so far from either man.
Yeah, sometimes those right hooks from the southpaw can be sneaky.
They're hard to see.
Yeah. Also, you're not really looking for it. You're looking to watch for that left cross. You're looking to go that way. So you're actually walking towards the right hook sometimes.
There it is again.
I remember the first southpaw I fought who had a good right hook. I was like, ah, man, he's a two-fisted fighter. Because most southpaws are just left-hand dominant. And then you find one who's got a right hook, and you're like, oh, boy.
Those are the old school southpaws, man. The new school southpaws, I noticed a lot more right hooks.
Well, most of them are actually right-handed, too.
That's a new thing, too. Not a new thing, but you see a lot of converted. Good opening round for Zerdito here, man. Coming out, exerting himself, showing his experience.
He sets his distance nicely. Doesn't really give you anything. You got to create it.
With the left hand.
I think Ramirez felt that shot, but he's hiding it. He's masking it.
Yeah, he tried to come up with the uppercut, too, so he got in there because he was throwing his own right hand uppercut. So that means it exposed that side of the rib.
Yeah, but that's still a really good start, though, for the Mexican fighter.
Yeah, that's definitely a Zerdito round 10-9. That's 100% Zerdito 10-9.
Really happy with what they saw from Eduardo Ramirez in round 1. They want him to continue to work those hooks to the body and move around.
We'll see how Valle does when he gets more into the fight. He did some body punching in that first round. Ramirez obviously moving forward with the pressure. And it's always hard to deal with a southpaw, but
Ramirez fought our air against the Brazilian.
Keep in mind, Valle is the home fighter as well.
But that fight was at 135.
Yeah.
This is a hometown fight for Valle.
So he was up a weight class, fighting a bigger man. Tonight he's fighting in his more comfortable weight class.
Which looks crazy, though.
Against the bigger man.
Against the bigger man, yeah.
Well, I mean, and even to look at Dominic's stature and say that 130 pounds is a natural weight. Like, he's really tall and long for that super featherweight weight class.
But Ramirez looks strong. He looks like he came in really good shape, very determined. We could see that in the fighter meetings yesterday. He looked very fit, even just speaking to him, and very, very stern about what his task is here.
Well,
tonight.
and he had proper notice for this fight too, which was really important. He was.
I think he said before Christmas.
Yeah,
right?
Christmas Eve they called him. He's like, it was a perfect gift.
Ramirez moving forward once again.
Good work with the right hand there for Ramirez.
Ramirez doing a good job of throwing those shots as he backs Valle up, because he's a tall man getting taller going backwards. You don't want to do that. Ramirez is taking advantage of it.
Also, you don't want to go effort for effort here. I think Valle has to switch up a couple of gears here at times when he's responding. Maybe a little bit of a stutter step, a little bit of a feint here and there.
Yeah, he's not using his skills yet.
He's coming right back and just looking to fire away. See, again, we're going to try to make it a trench fight, which is fine for Dominic Valle, but it's also what Mexican fighters tend to like as well.
Well, yeah, he's kind of like giving Zerdito exactly what he wants to get from him.
Exactly.
Nice little short hook.
Nice shot
from
right
hook. I don't like what I'm seeing from Dominic Valle on the inside. He's either bending over completely or he's pulling up straight. And he's getting hit both ways.
And Zerdito knows how to take away that space. Again, also being a southpaw, it's awkward inside. Dominic, though, trying to get that body shot. Good hook again from Zerdito.
And Champ, you're right. Dominic Valle is just trying. He's just going effort for effort. He's just going harder.
Yeah, he's just
harder instead of smarter.
Yeah, he's trying to break the will, but it's going to be harder and harder as you go up the ladder to beat guys just on will.
Well, something that stands out to me that he said yesterday that maybe plays into this. If you guys remember, he was like, if I don't dominate, I'm not going to be happy with the type of performance. And maybe that's kind of making him fight this way, which actually has played right into the hands of Ramirez. He needs to be smarter and not worry about the totality of it.
But honestly, Christina, you know, we've called Dominic a lot. We spoke to Dominic a lot. He's almost never happy after his performances. He's very hard on himself.
Yeah. His own worst critic.
Yeah.
Which is good. It's good quality, but again, you want to keep improving and building on these performances, and he always has. But he's got to talk about it in your time.
Ramirez hasn't been bad in this round, but Valle has done weirdly enough, I think, given that he's the hometown fighter.
He did the famous Chris Algieri.
Like, I feel like Ramirez actually won the round, but like the judges will give it to Valle.
Fight, he goes, that's a lot of steps up. This is a big step up fight opportunity.
I'll give it to Ramirez, though. I think Ramirez won it by a touch.
To go against a fighter with this much
It's better from Valle, though.
Ooh.
Not yet. He isn't winning the rounds yet. I think Ramirez needs to get a little more tired, and then Valle can take the fight over. Because if Valle can outbox, he'll win the fight. If he can actually get into a position to outbox, he can win the fight. And that's a matter of Ramirez getting more tired.
Couple replays from the last round, round 2.
But it's tougher to jab a southpaw.
Ramirez, he's backing the
It's tougher to keep a southpaw off you with the jab.
By getting even taller. And Ramirez is coming over the top consistently. Here in the center.
Yeah, facts. It'd behoove Valle to get a little lower, too.
Effort from Dominic Valle that
meet him in his level. Don't just stand up and let him pop up at you.
Taking away the advantages of the taller, younger, stronger man.
So if you're Mark and you're in his corner, in Dominic's corner, what are you telling your charge? What adjustments can he make to come out here in this round?
If you're Dominic, I mean, I'd say create a little bit of space. You know, create a little bit of space. Don't be so quick to smother yourself. Pressure, but make it smart pressure. Don't be so quick to smother yourself, because when you smother yourself, what it is doing is Ramirez is finding the spaces inside a little bit easier than Dominic, who's got these long arms.
2018 Ramirez right now on my card.
You got a little bit of an older fighter. He's got a knee brace on that front leg.
He's falling in too much. You got to use that feint inside. You got to use that stutter step. Like
there we go. There's some good outside shots by Valle.
This guy's throwing right hooks blind, and they're landing too much.
Bro, I can't help but look at that knee brace. Whenever I see a fighter with a knee brace, I'm thinking, all right, well, we got to make a move then. Right? You got a knee brace on. You obviously got something wrong there.
But of course, they won't allude to that or tell us before the fight. You guys know everything's fine, no injuries. They don't want to say anything that had happened before.
Sometimes the brace helps you, though.
Absolutely helps you. When Sergio Martinez was going to fight.
Good body shot, 2 of them there from Ramirez.
Was going to fight Miguel Cotto. Miguel Cotto said he was not allowed to use the knee braces.
Yeah.
In New York City.
Yes, and Cotto destroyed him.
And his knee busted.
There, Valle, move out. Why are we so far inside?
Yeah.
There's the jab.
Yuri Foreman, too.
There we go. Work your way in. If you want to go in, work your way in with your own offense. Don't just step inside on him.
My shins the next day were all black and blue. So those neon knees when you got a bad knee, it's a tough guy to fight.
Valle is more in control now.
It hurts when you don't have a bad knee.
I didn't have a bad knee, but it still hurt the next day.
You had a bad knee after.
Yeah. Bad shins. Luckily,
I didn't say all the way in control, but more in control. Yeah, there we go.
Valle is fighting Ramirez's
Yeah, he's also a little bit more able to trade in the pocket this round, too.
You wouldn't know the 4 or 5 inch reach advantage the way that he's fought this fight.
Giving up all of his advantages from the opening bell. Playing into Ramirez's game plan.
See, when he outboxes, it looks great. When he's at range, it's great.
You see, again, Zerdito loves this kind of fight himself. And also, he knows how to make it a physically, like, ugly fight, too. You see, it's going to take away the space.
And he doesn't mind it.
Yeah, he doesn't mind it. See, it's like right there. Dominic has trouble finding spaces. He's taller with longer arms. You know, Dominic now trying too hard to throw the hard punches.
Yep.
Then you got to use some of those throwaway punches. You got to make Ramirez break his position and then make him pay.
I'm wondering if it's frustration or the fact that he's fighting his southpaw. Dominic is not pumping that jab like you're used to seeing him throw. He normally fights very well from a mid-distance with a hard pounding
That's what I'm saying. It's harder to find the southpaw with the jab.
Well, and even Ramirez sometimes like squares up when he comes in. Even
he's there for the jab. He is there for a jab. But Dominic's not throwing.
Nice shots by Ramirez. I don't know. See, it's hard to give Valle this round.
Having trouble finding Zerdito.
These are tough rounds.
It's a very tough round to score.
Yeah. In this last round.
A lot of effort, though. A lot of effort.
A lot.
That's a really hard.
Crowd trying to rally behind Valle, who.
Bro, that's pissing me off. Sorry, guys.
Is it a tough one here tonight?
Some of that
body
inside
shot.
work.
Yeah.
Oh, good double right hook to the body. That lead hand from Ramirez has been a good weapon.
And Valle not countering. There's a catch. If you're going to be on the inside, you got to catch and shoot those shots, especially that Ramirez does leave daylight or has a little bit of fat in between them, right? To use both analogies. But Valle just blocking there and then waiting for Ramirez to smother him after. But by that point, you can't punch back.
Yo, anybody
Also
in the
looks
chat
like
who had
Dominic's
in
had
the
a lot of
last
trouble with
round?
his balance tonight. He's either too far in or he's falling over and missing.
I think there was another fight early in Dominic's career. I forgot who it was. It was an awkward southpaw that made it a physical fight. And it was a little bit of an ugly fight as well. Dominic won the fight, but it was, I saw similar troubles he had in that fight as well. Forgot the guy's name. It was maybe a 6-round fight. It went the distance. And total punches landed there by the stats anyway.
That's what I'm
See,
saying.
again,
That's why it's so hard to
Ramirez
such a hard
knows how to
round to
make
score
it
because it's
ugly
Valle's best
and
round of the
difficult on the
fight,
inside. He's not
and I
just
think
gonna
it
let you
might
work when you wanna
indicate
work.
a better, future trends for Valle
According
in
to
the
the
fight. But
Ramirez
Ramirez still
corner,
technically
the knee
landed more,
sleeve
moved forward more,
just
and
helps him for
had the
comfort.
better
Sometimes
looking
knee acts
moment.
up, sometimes it bothers him. It wasn't a specific injury, but he's wearing it because he feels more
So I actually
comfortable
scored that
wearing it.
round
He's worn it
10-10.
for a few fights now.
Body
I don't
shots
like doing
from
that. I hate
Valle,
scoring
second
rounds
ago for
10-10,
Ramirez
but I
comes
think
right
this
back,
first
and
one.
again, see how ugly he makes it.
Yeah, Valle landed a really nice left hook to the body. There's
There's
another
that
one.
one.
He's gonna pushing down the head. Yeah.
It's just so strange how
Up
much
Ramirez
Valle
with
is
that
insisting
offhand.
upon fighting on the
You see that
inside.
side of Ramirez getting red from those body shots.
And Valle at this point has to just stick to it. If he's going to be in this kind of fight, then he's got to stick to the body.
Well, and he got a mouthful from his corner in between the last fight there. That sense of urgency was there in the Valle corner.
Yeah,
like,
I
you
mean,
need to step it up.
It's
It is
it's
smart
been a
that he's
good
going to
showing.
the body. It's a
He's
10-round
getting
fight.
outworked by the more experienced man.
He's got a
Well, it's also
chance
the
to
kind of
really
fight he's
dominate
choosing
the
to fight.
second
He's
half of
trying
this
to
fight
fight
if he actually does tire Ramirez out.
In a shootout,
That's a big if.
pocket fight against a guy who loves that kind of fight and a guy who's probably more adept at it on the inside.
You're going to have to keep
craftiness-wise.
going to the body if you want to have a real chance. Because
Well,
I
to
don't
your
think
point
Ramirez
earlier,
is
we
pouring
kind
on
of missed it.
pressure
It was
like
right
this
at the
for
end of
no
the
reason.
bell, but Robert Garcia, he's like, I managed some guys too.
He
This is
thinks he
not
can
a
keep it up.
guy I would put my guy in up against at this point in his career quite yet. He didn't love the move.
Yeah, this is this. Oh, good left hook
shots
there
by
from Dominic
Ramirez.
Valle. Through while Ramirez was throwing, caught him with a check hook.
Ramirez takes them all well, though.
Yeah, he
Ramirez
does.
takes all the shots well.
What are you talking
believe
about?
he's only been
Ramirez
stopped
returned.
once, and it
Ramirez
was
had the
by
better
Isak
looking
Pitbull
shots in that
Cruz.
exchange. I don't know why they're talking about Valle. That was a nice
Nice
shot
shot there
by
from
Valle.
Valle. I feel like Valle having a little bit of a better round here this round, but he's got to be able to build on it. Good body
Yeah,
shots
I just
there.
have a
Again,
hard
taking
time
away-
believing
now
it.
he's taking
Ramirez
away the
is so
space
busy.
from Ramirez, though, but at least he fell
Landing.
forward and smothered him after landing his own punches.
Yeah, but he's falling into shots like that one.
I'm
Ramirez makes
saying, why does
adjustments
he
very
keep moving
fast.
forward? I don't want to even give him these rounds.
Ramirez pulls
There,
very
he's
well
got
on
him
the
in the
inside,
corner
too.
now. This looks good from
Don't
Valle,
take
but
away the
even
space
still,
from you on the inside.
Ramirez
Good
is
hook
throwing
there from
back.
Valle.
Where is the clean action from Valle? I'm not seeing it.
No, you champ, you mentioned
It's
like
weirdly
how good of a
sloppy
puncher
too.
is
Like,
Dominic
why
Valle.
is he
So when
not
you
fighting
fight
on the
guys like
outside? Why
this,
is he
it's-
just like
you know,
falling
takes away
into?
low-class shins.
He's
Yeah,
leading
and
with his
also takes away
head,
the
bro.
leverage.
Boxing 101,
Good
man.
hook there.
Yes.
Dominic Valle
Don't
caught,
just
that.
dive in
caught,
head
Ramirez
first, bro. What
falling
are
in.
you doing?
Good body
There we
shot.
go. Okay, okay,
Valle
okay.
using more his physicality
And then he
this
doesn't
round
follow
now.
up.
Yeah, this is
Well,
Here
he might
fully got in the
punch him. He
corner.
might punch him. He
Trying to
might
use his
punch
physical
him.
strength to push back
Another tough
Ramirez.
round to
Better
score. I'm
round
actually
for
going to give that one to Ramirez. If you tell me, if you
Still high
show me
contact,
some
though.
stats, because I think Ramirez landed the better shots. If you show me some super convincing stat that says the Valle won that round, I'll change. I got it 40-37 Ramirez right now, because I had a 10-10 round. Thank you guys for all tuning in, by the way. Like, subscribe here at NPC Fights for more boxing content, more fight streams in the future.
Some more replays here for you in that action and that body work that Ramirez has been putting in off those
Started with a nice
combinations.
uppercut, too, there in that replay.
Yeah, we were saying it was a better round for Dominic Valle,
I'd
but
like
he's
if we
still
left
not hit with
tomorrow
shots
for
and
Jazza
combinations
Dickens
like that.
versus, Anthony Casarce. Kasarski? I'm not sure.
We're going to see as this fight wears on. This is a
Hope I'll be
10-rounder.
live for that one. No video there. Deserving the copyright strike.
Because the physicality and youthful exuberance of the young Dominic Valle outlast the skill
I might not be able
of the
to go
veteran
live
Ramirez.
because I'm soccer now.
Ramirez gets right back to work here to start round 5.
Now we're in a phone booth.
Now Ramirez back in. They're right back inside again.
Ramirez feels very comfortable staying in the pocket with Valle.
Black eye
Nice
on
throwing,
Valle underneath the right eye. Starting to get a little bit of a mouse.
There's some bruising and knots on the right eye of Zerdito as well. High contact fight.
Yeah,
and possibly some headbutts in there, right?
Yeah, they've been fighting very close on the inside.
Remember what Paulie
Been
said though.
smothering-
Paulie said that
smothering affair.
they like to reward fighters in Florida
big
who move
shots
forward
right
for no
there
reason.
landing from Ramirez, stuns Valle momentarily.
And that describes Valle in this fight, but now he's getting
left-hand
whooped.
counter.
Valle
But
looking to hold.
I honestly could see a way that
like
like these Florida judges, given that Valle is the hometown fighter,
Looked to
could give a
hold for a
couple
moment,
rounds
but
to
then went
Valle.
back
I
to
really
power
do.
shots. Lands a big right hand on Zerdito, backs him up.
Unfortunately, even though I think
Valle
Ramirez is
definitely
winning.
was buzzed there for
Yeah.
a minute, but has answered back already.
Looked like he was buzzed for a moment, was covering up, but then came back with his own firepower.
Cesarito will step back and then he'll step in. So you were trying to get to him, try to
Ooh, nice
get your
combo
shots
there,
off, and
man.
he'll smother you. Good shot again by Zerdito. He also throws some weird angles.
Big shots being thrown here in round 5. Brother Kenyon Valle looking on.
Blood from the nose of Dominic Valle here in round number 5.
Yeah, at some
Still
point
a
there
lot
has
of
to be
fight
some
left.
actual serious concern
Valla's
for
gotta
Valle
beat
because he's
Zerdito with
pretty
a
far
right hand when he's
behind,
going
at
that
least
way.
on my scorecard.
Zerdito circling the
You have
ring
to
the
start
opposite way.
treating it
Valle
like he's
has to meet
behind
him
in
with
the
the right
fight,
hand.
even if he's moving forward.
There's the right hands, but these are more pop shots.
Yeah, now it's Zerdito coming forward.
Yeah, so it seems like Zerdito at the beginning of this round made the decision that he could stay in the pocket, and if he throws in combination, Dominic Valle is there to be hit.
Yeah, because Dominic locks up a little bit too much at times. It doesn't shoot back. When you're gonna nice left,
big
wide
overhand
left
left,
hand.
right to that damaged right eye.
Finally, some body work there from Valle. Takes Ramirez now a little walk around the outside, deep breath.
Now, Ramirez doing a really good job controlling the space in this round and the pace. The space and the pace.
Double jab, left hand from the southpaw, right back with another two-punch combination.
That's what I mean about controlling the
Again
space.
with the two-punch combination for Ramirez.
He's learned that when he counters in combination, he has a better effect.
Well,
There
and
it is
using
again.
that offense as his defense, because
Beautiful
Valle's not
dodge.
really throwing in return. He's letting Ramirez get off.
I tell you, Zerdito does a good push-pull. Champ,
Yeah.
you mentioned a push-pull.
Ramirez is
But
running this
Zerdito
fight.
does it-
Valle's
Zerdito does it
not
in
doing
it.
the
Out the
pocket
range.
as well.
Yeah.
He does it in the pocket as well.
Valle should have
And he comes
outside
back with
fought
2
in the
punches,
first
not
round.
one.
He didn't do it. He's dragging to an inside fight. He's in deep water right now. This isn't good.
And there is brother Kenyon Valle, who got the win earlier tonight, but he's stressed over there watching big brother Dominic, and now they have two
his corner
matching
knows he's
bruises
losing,
on both
honestly.
of their
It's hard to
eyes, and you could tell
I
that
hope
they
his
were in a
corner
Opposite
fight.
sides, but yeah.
Opposite sides, but both got little mouse up under there.
Very good round for Zerdito there. Those are the combinations with multiples that was having an effect. That right hook looked like it buzzed Valle momentarily. He came back with some firepower of his own, but for the majority of the round, it was the push, pull, and
50 to
counters
46.
from Ramirez.
Right now. And that's essentially with Valle being given that extra point. Because I had a 10-10 round 3.
And even when we talked to Eduardo Ramirez this week, you know, he's like, I've been here before. I fought on the elite level. I fought on ProBox. I've got the experience. Like, he was not worried, concerned, or anything. A lot of the pressure felt like it was on the shoulders
Yeah,
of the
clear round
undefeated
win for
fighter,
Ramirez
Dominic
there in round
Valle, when we
5.
talked to
And a
him.
lot of it seems self-imposed by Valle.
So we take a look at the total punches landed. 28 more punches landed by Ramirez through round 5.
Headbutt and then a right hook
Big
from
round
Ramirez.
5 for Ramirez, too. You see 26 landed shots in round 5 alone.
A fight high in that last round.
Looking at a lot of worried faces in the corner of Dominic Valle, imploring their man on.
There we go. There's a few good straight rights.
Valle has not been able to find an answer tonight.
You know, one of the major differences
Well, he
in
needs
this
to
fight
stay
is,
at
Champ,
distance,
it's
and
the
he's trying to
well-placed
do a better job
awkwardness
of that
of
now.
Cerdito.
Yeah, and also he throws weird punches. If you're gonna spend time in the pocket, you're more susceptible to
There's
get
a
hit with
decent
punches.
chance his corner
But when
might have
he
just
throws
said
these
new
weird
plan,
punches,
because
he
he's
throws them all over
moving
the place.
back for
It's
the
hard
first
to
time in the
anticipate
fight.
him.
We
So
haven't
being
seen
in the
him move
pocket,
back at
you're
all. He should have done that
susceptible
from round one.
But even his defense is
Round
awkward,
one.
too. He makes you miss with weird
Because sometimes
movements.
he's stepping out, sometimes he's gonna step in. You expect him to step out.
Best
and
thing
he
you
steps
can do
in, so he
against a
smothers
fighter
you.
like
Then
Ramirez
you
is
think he's
move
gonna
back
step in. You throw your
constantly.
shot
I don't know
short,
why he
and
didn't do it
he
before. He
pulls on
moved
you
right at him
and
and played
counters
right
you
into
when
his
he does
hand.
that.
Now he's walking Dominic Valle down and out jabbing him.
Who
And
would have
remember,
thought?
this is Valle's first 10-rounder, guys. So it's gonna get into even deeper waters.
And he
Back
talked a
him
bit
up a
about the
little
weight
bit.
cut, too. He talked about changing some things up, and he's like, I kind of overshot it. Oh, that
shot
was a
by
good
Valle.
shot
Big
right there with the
uppercut
right
by
hand.
Valle. Big uppercut by
That
Valle,
buzzed-
guys.
that buzzed Ramirez.
That buzzed Ramirez, guys.
Does he have Ramirez hurt?
See if Valle can create space for this.
There we
He's
go.
got him
Now he
hurt.
gets back inside. Swinging.
Ramirez
Shaking his
shakes
head
it
no,
off. Yep.
which
Big
always
uppercut.
means yes.
Another big uppercut.
No, champ, I used to shake my
Now
head no when
Ramirez
I
having to
recovered
defend
a
a
little
little
bit.
bit.
But I want you to stop
Shots
pressuring
by
me.
Ramirez in the pocket, but Valle comes back with some. It turns
I
back
think
into
when
an
you're
inside
really
fight
hurt, you don't
again.
say anything.
I think he's
We've
still
seen
hurt.
this
I
before.
think
It
he's
turns
hurt,
back
but I
into an
think he's a
inside
little
fight.
bit
That shot might have been a
half
little low, but
He's starting to
okay.
be able
Yeah,
to
but
grab.
I'm watching his legs and the way he's holding on. He's still a little buzzed.
Dominic's got to be careful not to look for the same shot. He's got to just put the punches together.
This is
Now you got to
getting
be
good.
careful.
Valle,
'Cause
if he
now
can
it does
actually
look
get a
like he's
finish here,
good shot
it
there
really
by Ramirez.
hurt Ramirez. This fight could get close.
And let's see Ramirez again doing that
He got it
smother.
a 4-point fight right now.
Doing that smother where
Valle
only
could
he
use a
finds the
2-point
space for the
round.
punches.
Valle 4 points down.
Good round for Dominic Valle, though. Back
Might
and
give
forth
him this
action
round
here.
though. First round of the
And
fight,
I
I'd
love that the
probably give
referee's
to
letting
Valle
him work
because
out
of
of
how
this, right?
hard
Like,
some of
not
those
even a
shots
factor.
were.
Had not been a factor off. It got the
And he's
referees
finally
even
actually
there,
able
which
to
is what the
walk
best
forward
referees do.
comfortably. When at the
Shot
start of
by
this
Valle.
round,
That's the
he was
sharpness at a
seemed
distance
like
that
trying
he
to really
doesn't have.
outbox for the first time in the fight.
Nice
At that
combination.
mid-range distance.
And then he
That's an
gets that
example of it. He's
uppercut
gotta do a
kinda in
little
the
bit
half
more of that.
space.
Maybe spend some time
It's
at
been
that
such a
mid-range
weird
distance.
fight. There's a lot of this fight's been fought in what I would describe as a half space. It's like a lot of open stance matchups. They end up getting fought in a weird kind of half space between inside and outside because guys are so used to being, matched up orthodox, southpaw. When you get a southpaw versus orthodox, it tends to get weird sometimes. Guys don't really know where to put their feet. You see a lot of that with Valle. That was a good round. That's it. The first round of actually scored for Valle in full in the fight. So it goes to 59-56 for Ramirez now.
A much better round there for Dominic Valle
I'd still say he needs a
as
knockdown.
he landed.
They're both
arguably
more
his
tired.
best
I think
punch
they're
of the
both
night.
susceptible to
Yes,
getting
you're gonna
rocked,
see
to be
that
honest.
right uppercut.
This fight could have
Beautiful shot.
this fight could
That
have an
was Dante
explosive ending, I
Benjamin
think.
Yeah.
This fight could still
That
very
was
well
a
end in a
beautiful
KO.
shot on a
They've
southpaw.
landed some really big shots,
Up
and they're both
underneath
getting
that
more tired.
elbow.
They've taken a lot of
But
damage.
Ramirez didn't see that shot coming.
Because Ramirez was busy trying
Definitely
to
buzzed.
Ramirez was busy trying to do his usual smother, but this time
Yeah.
he mistimed it. Or Dominic timed it, should I say.
That shot will be there again with the way
Yeah.
that Ramirez comes in.
I think it's a hard shot to just look for. You got to try to set it up, and you got to keep busy with other ways. Oh, gotta be careful because what's also
Yeah,
been there is that
clear
right
line.
hook.
Got a cut. Heads
Cut.
came together there. Cut on the outside of the right eye of Valle.
Cut on somebody. Valle got cut.
The referee all over it.
It's on the outside at least, which
Let's see
is
if he
good.
takes
The
a
bad
point.
thing is he doesn't
not
really
a
want to go to the
terrible cut.
scorecards if he's behind.
terrible
CompuBox
cuts in there.
fight low for Ramirez that last round. We talked about how good of a round Valle had.
See the replay here.
I'm going to see clash of heads right
There it is,
there.
right there. And it's happened. I'm surprised the cut hasn't happened sooner because there's been a lot of head clashes. Even a lot of head clashes to the mouth.
It's not a great cut,
It's
actually.
actually,
Wow.
I mean,
Oh,
they
isn't
kind
it?
of.
Oh, that's
It
a
is
bad.
kind of a bad spot.
That's a bad.
This
And
is tough if
jagged
it goes.
too. Very jagged.
This is tough if it goes to the scorecards. 'Cause I don't know.
Bad
I don't-
place for Valle.
Yeah, I don't know.
He needs a strong finish in this
Yeah,
fight.
Valle won the last round, and I think he won 2 rounds ago. But in between, I thought Ramirez
Hopefully
won
they have
that
a good
round.
cut now.
Yeah.
Sick.
You could have it 4-2 Ramirez.
Yeah, and early rounds were for Ramirez.
And
And
I
there's
don't
a
know
look
that
at
Florida
the
would be the
head
most
clash.
liberal
Champ, you're right.
state
I'm
with
surprised
stopping
we
a
haven't
fight
had
on
more
cuts.
head
I feel like
clashes that
Florida
have
would be a state
caused
that's a
more
little more
damage.
lenient with
There's been
stopping a
cuts.
fight on
They've
cuts.
been clashing heads. I don't know.
There's a lot of bare knuckle fights in Florida. I
probably
feel
some
like
of the
Florida has
swelling.
some of the
The
more
size
lenient
difference, too.
regulations.
They're giving him
country.
lots of time here to take a look at that cut.
It's not great. Hopefully they get some Vaseline on it, but it's still 2:36 left in the round, man.
I don't know where I was recently. They started working on the cut in between rounds.
Yeah,
What was that? They just let him work in between rounds.
I mean, this is really helping Valle.
Yeah, but at least it's just a doctor. Wherever I just saw it, I'm talking about, they let the cut man come in.
I'm
in
trying to
between
remember
rounds,
what
start
it was,
working
too.
on the cut.
So Vinny gets the blood wiped up. The doctor looks like he's not sure of if he wants to throw the towel. The doctor is still up on the apron right now. A whole lot of time left in this round and
Yeah, referee,
in this fight.
The doctor is really looking.
He is.
Wow.
Both guys
Closely.
energized.
That's interesting. The Dodger was standing up there.
Ramirez being very smart here. That is attacking.
It's crazy because I
It
hate it
would
because
really
it's a
behoove
headbutt,
him if
too.
this fight
It
were
wasn't
to
even
go
a
to the
cut open by a
scorecards.
punch, but it's bleeding onto
A
his
shot
face.
still
and he's
being landed
targeted.
by Valle, though. And to watch another headbutt there, you see Ramirez moving his
coming
way
in
with his head again.
too.
He's also kind of trying to headbutt it again.
Referee warns him about the
Yeah,
head.
I mean, now
that did look
Honestly,
obvious. He was
I
coming in with
honestly
his
am very
head.
eager to take a point if he keeps
Veteran
trying to
tactics.
headbutt that guy.
Savvy vet
So
is
you can't do
Ramirez.
that.
Valle landed some good pot shots, though, this round.
Yeah, that cut's very bad. It's jagged. It's around the outside of the eye, but it's a little bit over too.
It's like underneath the eyebrow, Chris.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem like it's bleeding into the eye just yet. It does seem like it's going down the ridge of his eye to the outside.
Good
Nice
left
jab.
hand, yes. Good left hand jab for Valle.
And that's what's really
And then
been
right
missing.
back
there.
comes Ramirez with the left hand.
Right hook.
Mouthpiece comes out.
Peace out. The cut doesn't look like it's bleeding too bad. The doctor's still standing there. But
Valle's in a tough spot because he needs to keep the intensity high,
It's
but now
not
he's
bleeding
also got to
that bad,
protect
bro.
that cut.
they can keep this fight going. Kind of a low volume round though.
Valle
It's
trying to
obviously an
press, trying to
advantage.
press.
You
see the desperation.
Something to aim at.
You can feel it.
Ramirez is fighting though, like he knows this fight's going to be over soon.
Nice
good
jab
jab.
there again
Ramirez
from
is the
Valle.
one chasing
And
the
again,
finish
that's the
or
weapon
something
I
like
think
a
has been
finish
missing
right now.
all night long. Valle has a very good jab. We have not seen much of it tonight.
Oh,
Good
said-
pot shot.
There
there it
again,
is
pot
on
shot.
cue.
See, the boxing, the movement.
And they're told, they say in the corner of Ramirez, close the distance, right? Seattle. Dominic got to be careful not to go too much into flight, though. He's moving well, but it's almost like he's too much in
Yeah,
flight
but
at this point.
if he was able to watch the feet of
uppercut there,
Ramirez, who's
Valle.
literally sliding back foot
Yeah,
up, forward.
You have to be
Trying to
worried
close
at
the
any
distance.
point
He
that they're going to
wants to
stop
make
this,
a move.
You
this
can
fight
time
in
that
the
and
corner
hit him while
too.
he's with his feet together. You can
You never know
take
with a
advantage
cut,
of the
but like,
distance
it doesn't
of the
look
stand, the
bad
timing,
enough
and
to
the
me. It's
step.
not bleeding
Yeah, but
nearly
that's maybe
enough.
a little bit of that lack of experience, that pro experience showing
But
through.
again, Ramirez is
I
able.
got
I
blood
think
now
Ramirez.
all over you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Saw
Again,
that
tough
coming.
round to score.
That's why it's good to wear dark colors, guys. Huh?
Just listen to me. Hey, Dominic, you gotta pop your jab, man. You gotta pop your jab. If you let this guy take the distance on you, you're leaning in, he's gonna hit you behind the head. You gotta use your jab. You gotta be your best that you can be ever in your life right now. You gotta be the best you can be right now. Relax your mind, all right? Let me talk. You gotta use your fucking jab, kid. You hear me? And you gotta be disciplined with it. You gotta be effective with it. You just can't fall in, man. He's gonna run into these shots.
Thanks for all the
Use
viewers.
that
Remember,
jab,
guys,
use
like,
that right
subscribe
hand.
to ABC Fights for more fight content, more boxing content.
Give me the best you got,
All
man.
the time, weekly, daily.
All right, a little more motivation than actual instruction there in the Valle corner, but telling his charge, you got to be the best that you've ever been right now.
He also said, we got to see the jab. I need to see a disciplined
More
jab, which
jab.
I
There
agree.
goes Ramirez right out of the
That is the
corner.
weapon I believe has been missing all night from the Valle corner, has been that jab. But let's not take away from Ramirez, who has done a great job.
Yeah, and Ramirez makes sure he starts fast every round. Tries to get in Valle's head. Tries to set the tone early every round.
And really no wear on the face of Ramirez whatsoever.
Blood from the nose now, Valle.
And those are those left crosses also landing consistently. Valle's not been able to get out of the way of the left crosses, and maybe that's why he liked to be on the inside. At mid-range, he's getting hit with too many left crosses.
And on the inside, he gets hit with right hooks.
I don't know what he called time for there.
Lot
Valle
of
was
blood
swinging
here.
some
Blood
big
from the
shots.
eye, blood from the nose.
Smock-worthy fight, right? We call
Yeah.
him.
My dry cleaning bill is very expensive.
that's
Oh,
just
good
from
right
one
hand
guy.
This combo
from
by
Dominic
Valle.
Valle.
Again, Valle looking good from distance.
No dejes de fintar. Quédate adentro. No dejes de fintar.
Oh,
Nice
nice
shots.
left hook there. Little check hook there from Valle.
Ramirez walks right through it.
More nice punches from Valle.
Ramirez is just exuding confidence.
That's body
Oh,
shot.
nice
Still
body
body shot.
shot.
By Valle. That's the second one he's
That hurt
landed
him.
in the last 20 seconds.
That
And
hurt.
I think Ramirez felt those.
Corner of Valle imploring him to go
Yeah,
back to
Valle
the body.
now
Another
got
good
Ramirez
body
back
shot
up against
there.
the
He's
ropes.
got to not smother himself and give Ramirez that break. Ramirez looking
Valle,
at
he's
that
had a
break
couple
right
good
now.
moments.
He's holding with both hands. He's hurt.
With the
Pushing down
aggressive
his-
nose,
pushing down
Valle's
his
got
cup.
blood from his nose now.
And
Wonder-
gets a warning from the ref for that guy.
Does Dominic see it?
Again, Valle finding his range here.
Valle needs to target that body here. He needs a big round, and you
And
can
Ramirez
see
is
Ramirez is
looking to
hurt.
rest. Ramirez is looking to rest. Ramirez looking to just smother.
Yeah,
He was
Ramirez
hurt with those
clearly a
body
little
shots.
tired now. I
And
think he
again,
might have
another
tired
good
himself
round
out
for
at the
Valle
beginning of the
here.
round a little bit. He
He's
threw a
gonna
lot of
back and
punches
forth
at the
with these
beginning of the
rounds.
round. I mean, he's obviously thrown a ton of punches in the fight.
Sigue combinando, sigue combinando.
A step up in every sense of the word for Dominic Valle tonight.
Cuerpo y a la cabeza.
You see Valle learning on the job, finding his way. Found a body shot earlier in the round that seems to really be bothering
Yeah,
Ramirez.
Ramirez
still.
has not recovered. He's looking to kill the action more than anything else this round.
And somehow he's going to have to try to find 6 more minutes after this should it go the distance. Rounds
Not
9 and
Ramirez.
10, he's never had to go before.
Ramirez is trying to throw more, but I think this is a Valle round. Ramirez is clearly the more tired fighter.
Oh,
Nice
hurt him
shots
again.
by
Hurt
Valle.
him again.
Hurt him again.
Valle's definitely
Every
found
time
his
to the body,
range here, his
he's
comfortable
found
range.
success.
Valle has always been a good body puncher.
Good
Nice
round for
body
Valle.
shots from
Very
Valle.
good round.
The second round of the fight, I'm giving to Valle. At 78, 75.
Tu vida, cabrón. No lo podemos dejar ir a este cabrón. Te quiero más adentro, no le des distancia. En cuanto venga, mete la pinche. Digo, en cuanto venga, tras la recta y después cámbiasela por
Easy
arriba.
wars.
O recta y upper de derecha,
What's up,
cabrón.
like and subscribe.
¿Ok? Hágalo, mijo, hágalo,
Back
por
with more
favor.
ProBox TV next weekend.
Vamos bien, pero vamos más. Está pareja la pelea. Quiero que la aprietes más. Mucho, apriétala. Mucho. Convincentemente. Una caída quiero. Una caída. Vamos. Por tu niño. Te está viendo, mijo. Vámonos.
And Valle came out of the corner with that eye dripping. Not a good sign.
Vamos, zurdo. Apriétalo.
The corner was not able to stop the bleeding of that eye. He came out of the eye. He didn't get hit yet,
Aggressive, man.
and it's already bleeding.
Métete.
He's just going to have to be aggressive.
Nice hook there from Valle on the counter. But I feel like at this point, Valle is probably better at close range. I know for his height, he should be at long range, but he doesn't see the crosses coming. He gets hit with too many left crosses on the outside. On the inside, he can muscle his way into body shots.
Tira, zurdo.
Yeah, the youthful exuberance is starting to take over. The effort is actually starting to work from the younger, stronger guy, probably with the better gas tank.
Zurdo usually starts rounds fast. This round, he's not started so fast,
Well,
but he
this
has
fight has
landed a
been
couple
very
of good shots
interesting, to be
himself.
honest with you.
Let's see how the round goes in the next 2 minutes.
Which is why it was crucial for the
there
doctor
he
to
goes.
not stop the fight when he was going to stop the fight, because since then, Valle's upped his game.
Yes. The second half of the fight has been where Dominic Valle has been earning his keep.
But Zurdo also knows how to use those round-winning combinations, too. Valle doesn't use those just
No.
moving his hands. There's moments where Zurdo just keeps moving his hands, and it's eye-catching.
And it's usually when he's hurt.
Right there.
Yeah.
See, like, those
There
are
was
nice
nothing
little-
on those shots,
No, but
but-
it's a nice little moment.
Exactly.
Valle trying sometimes
Is
too
there
hard to look
nothing
for the
on
one
those
perfect shot. Sometimes you just got to move
Nothing on
those
those shots
hands.
because he's tired.
Knowing how to
He's throwing as hard as he's
Don't
deal
doing.
win
rounds is important.
Right hand to the body, got in now to the
I
left
think to
side
me,
for
Valle is
Valle.
very much
Right back to the
controlling
body,
this right
slightly
now. Look,
low
he's-
with the left hand there from Ramirez.
Ramirez might be
Something I
throwing more,
think
but
that
Valle's
Dominic
the one
Valle
controlling the
I
position.
thought he had it in his repertoire.
But
that
he
he's
needs to throw
able to
more now
push
at
off,
this
create
point. Does he
distance to
remember
get to
the
the
last
body.
round he
I
was
actually
doing the
always really
good
good
work
at
from
being a
range?
tall
Because
guy,
that's
really
not happening
good
this time.
It's different
And
against
go to body.
southpaws.
It's
though,
like we're
champ.
back
Yeah, when you
inside and
push
it's
the
back to
push over
being
against
Ramirez's
southpaws,
fight again.
the
Valle just
angles are
keeps
different.
punching.
You
I
gotta
think
close
Valle
range.
is tired now.
Did he find
I
out
think
he was
Valle
fighting
might have
southpaw
tired
tonight?
himself out by actually
Yeah, well,
winning
he
that
got
last
him
round.
started, right? I mean, that's true. It's a good point. But like I said, there was another fight where he had this kind of trouble early in his career. I forgot the guy's name. It was a 6-rounder. He went the distance, but he had this kind of trouble with some awkward physicality. The guy was kind of a long guy, though. You know, it wasn't a short stock
Was it
guy like this guy.
Alcala?
I probably won't remember the name. I gotta go back. But I remember the fight.
I will say this, though. There's been a concerted effort by Ramirez to go to the body this round.
Yeah, and he's done a good job himself going to the body this round. And he's moved his hands more this round as well.
Oof.
And Dominic has not. Dominic has languished on the inside this round. And again, they keep trading rounds, which would lead you to believe that those early rounds Ramirez has in the bank
are going to
has
really
him slightly
pay off.
ahead.
Ramirez round to me.
Because since the halfway point,
Valle
they've been
needed that
constantly
round and
trading
didn't do
rounds.
much.
And that was the thing.
He found his range in the last round and then
Strong effort
lost it in
the
this
second half
one.
of the fight in order to clinch this.
Too much clinching. Not enough punching.
But
there, he finally
as
gets
we
to the
saw
jab.
earlier,
Finally moves back,
these
but gets hit
judges
coming
tend to like the
inside.
guy coming forward.
That's a Ramirez round.
Dominic is a
Hopefully,
local guy.
Valle doesn't get hit with a big shot there. He doesn't. He's pretty open there at the end of the round. 10 Ramirez.
Listen into the
So
Valle
it's
corner.
88, 84. It's not looking great for Valle.
Here's the mouthpiece.
Great for Valle. He is the hometown fighter. The scorecards will probably be a lot closer. If I see a draw in this fight, I'm going to
You're
vomit.
smothering yourself too much, man. You're smothering yourself
Weak
too
out
much.
if I see a draw
You're
in this
leaning
fight.
in. You're letting
This
this guy
is-
tee off on you.
This is
Why?
like 4 rounds
Why?
on my card.
Why you
Maybe
letting him
3
lead in,
if
man?
you're
Here's your
generous.
last round, kid. Use your jab, man.
Any kind of a close
He's
fight
gonna come in every time
on a judge's decision.
and shoot those shots. You just standing there. Let's get those jabs going. Right hand. Round one, nigga. Round one. This is it. All right, just hold it, man. Just break up the hole in the ball. I can say what I want. I can say what I want. Don't tell me to be quiet.
All right, this is the 10th and final round. In a fight that
Final
could
round of
go
the fight.
either way at this point, guys. This could be a huge swing round. Either way, and it starts with the left hand there from Ramirez.
Yeah.
Could this be the
don't
decisive round of
see
the fight? I predicted there could be a
Ramirez
knockout in this fight
laying
earlier in
low,
the 5th
but
round.
Ramirez.
If they
Not
leave it out on the
thinking
table,
that he can do
go
that.
hell for
That
leather
was
in the last round. And here comes Ramirez.
But again, you see the
He
round
knows
winning
he's on the road,
combinations,
man.
the
He
little
knows.
eye-catching moments
He knows he's on the road and he's going to have to sway the
Ramirez knows
judges as much as he can.
But again, Nick, someone like Ramirez, you might think, like, I'm winning this fight. I don't have to go out there and really put a big effort in the last round, but he does.
But like Christina said, you know, so I could
I'm going to be honest, that guy in the front row is a judge. I like the look on his face. He's looking at Ramirez like,
I will say, though, he's
I
taking
respect
the
it.
crowd
I
out
see
of
it.
this fight.
I actually see that judge. He's got his head up. He's like, I see you.
Yeah, we said that from
All the
beginning.
judges are
This
looking
was-
at it like, I see you,
First
Ramirez.
10-rounder against a guy who's
southpaw.
been in a
I kind of have a weird feeling he's not going to
Yes,
get
who
robbed.
has attacked the
It's
body
too,
like that consistently, who has smothered, who has come inside,
It's
who
just
has
too- it's
squared
too
up
much
and been an
difference. It's too much
awkward opponent
difference.
to try to
You
counterpunch,
can't
engage
ignore
the
all those
distance
punches.
against.
A lot of them
Tons
are
of
landing, too.
experience. He's showing it
Valle is not
in
landing
every
that
way,
bad.
every range.
He's
The
fighting
awkwardness,
Ramirez's
the
fight.
power punching,
It's a classic. The
ability
outside
to-
fighter
to
getting
win
dragged into an
rounds,
inside fight with an
the
inside fighter.
toughness, the durability.
And Ramirez has these weird speed changes. You see, like he goes from almost looking like he's doing nothing to just jumping in. Then sometimes he looks like he's doing nothing, he steps out.
It's like I
Sometimes he
said-
looks like he's doing nothing, he steps in and just smothers you, then punches off that.
The well-placed awkwardness. I've never used that term before, but I think I'm going to use that from now on.
Yeah. Well, it applies
Well-placed
tonight.
awkwardness.
And it's for those reasons you stated, Paulie, is why I said who knows how the judges have this scored. But I think Ramirez got off to a solid start, and right now he's finishing the show.
Yeah. And again, you got to know how to take the round and look how to win the round, how to even steal the round. Those little combinations Ramirez throws, it's something that's eye-catching.
Ramirez has just been very, very scrappy tonight. Tons of effort, tons of heart shown by Dominic Valle.
A lot of times Dominic wants to fight, but he gets smothered. And now physically, the fight
another
being taken
Ramirez
over
round,
by Ramirez as we close.
Yeah, he fought Ramirez's fight.
And had some success here and there. Was able to hurt Ramirez a few rounds ago.
And in round 5.
And in round 5, yeah, a few times was able to hurt.
Yeah, with the uppercut in round
Ramirez,
5,
yeah.
yep.
Nice jab. by Valle. Pops the head back of
Yeah, a
Ramirez.
couple of nice jabs there at the end by Valle. I
That's what
don't
the
think it's
corner
enough
was
to
called.
even win him the
Big
round.
shot
And
right
nice
there with
shots
the
there
right
by
hand from
Ramirez at the end.
Ramirez. What a
Ramirez won that
fight between these two.
We're at 98. Let's see. 98,
Great effort from
93.
both men.
Good fight tonight, guys. Really good
10-10
fight tonight.
round there in the
Yeah.
We're
third
not done.
for me.
Yeah. Usually
we got a really good fight.
Usually I'm not
I
saying
guess I
that when
can
they all
give
go
that
the
to
distance,
Valle
but
and just have
man,
it be
No,
nice.
every fight's been
these have been
top
distance
notch.
fights and it kept you on the edge of your seat.
That's
Yeah,
generous.
we've had
but
all
still,
three go
we'll
the
have it be
distance so
97
far. Now
anyway.
there's
I
number 4.
usually don't think all of them will get
But
good when they go
whatever,
like that, but
it's,
each fight
it's
has
a
had you on the
Ramirez
edge of your
fight.
seat, man. It's really been a
And if they
solid
robbed
night of
him, that
fights.
would be atrocious.
Got to give it to our matchmakers. They tend not to
It's got
fail.
to be a Ramirez.
Let's take a look at the fight recap while the judges tally up their scores.
There's the very determined Ramirez. He started fast. He started strong. Was going to the head into the body early. Dominic Valle was forced to fight to the inside, look for pot shots, and dig to the body. But Ramirez, very, very scrappy. Fought at all ranges in a very effective, albeit awkward way. There you see him buzz Dominic Valle for a moment. Valle came back with some big shots of his own. Buzzes Ramirez with an uppercut. Looking to follow up, but Ramirez very, very scrappy throughout. Some big body shots late in the fight had Ramirez in a ton of trouble. But again, the scrappiness, the savviness, the smart plays, and traps set by Ramirez down the stretch may have been the difference. Regardless, back and forth, good scrap, great ebbs and flows. Excellent effort from both guys.
Let's take a look at the ProBox TV punch counter. As you see, the body shots advantage for Valle. He also threw more punches and threw more jabs, landing at a 30% clip with his power punches, landing,
I swear if they robbed
or
Valle,
35% clip, excuse me, landing
Sorry, if they robbed
142 of
Ramirez.
406
I swear
power
if they robbed
punches.
Ramirez.
Listen, by the numbers, a very close fight.
Dude, Valle did
152
not
to
win that.
159
I don't
in
care
terms of
what
total
stats
punches
you show
landed,
me.
38 to 32
If they
on body
rob
shots
Ramirez,
landed. Yeah,
They robbed Ramirez by
by the
4
numbers,
rounds,
extremely,
man.
extremely
You
close.
can't rob a guy in a
Let's see what those
4/5
numbers that the
round
judges
fight.
are holding say.
That was either a 4 or a 5 round fight. 3 if you're really.
All right, much respect to both of these guys, giving us 10 rounds of solid action. Let's see who walks out of here with the win. I'll send it up to Lupe Contreras.
After 10 rounds, the official scorecard reads as follows. Después de 10 vueltas, esta es la decisión oficial. Judge Ross scores about 96 to 94. El juez Ross anotó 96 a 94. Y los jueces Parker Jr. y Jackson entregan tarjetas idénticas de 98 a 92. And judges Parker and Jackson turn in identical scores of 98 to 92. All 3 in favor of the winner by way of unanimous decision. Los 3 a favor del vencedor por decisión unánime. Still undefeated, Dominic
What? That's awful.
Valle.
What fight were you watching? Don't even get me started, bro.
Dominic
This sport sucks.
Valle has done it.
This sport sucks. What fight were you watching? Go off, Paulie.
For
Tell him,
Dominic
Paulie.
Valle,
Tell him, Paulie.
96-94.
What
and
fight
hear
did
the
you
boot.
watch? 98 to 92. That is brutal.
People think the Mexican
How?
did enough to win the fight.
How, bro?
But it's Dominic Valle that stays undefeated.
He started the fight stronger, and I felt like Ramirez closed the fight stronger as well. You know, in between, Dominic did do some good work, but I personally didn't see him winning the fight.
Like, you saw, they had
Especially
Valle winning 8 out of 10 rounds.
98-92 twice
Either way.
is absurd.
I had it 97-93 for Ramirez, by the way. It's an atrocious decision. It's just a classic hometown bullshit. Literally a hometown fighter versus a road fighter with no support. His brother already won on the undercard, so they just gave him a decision. It's shameless. It is shameless. It makes Florida look bad, to be honest with you. It makes me not want to watch the next ProBox TV event in Florida. That just sucks. That's a horrible decision. I mean, it's another example in boxing of, an outside fighter versus an inside fighter. And, somebody who is just providing a ton of volume, and the judges just see the volume and go, that volume doesn't count. If you're just going to throw punches to provide volume, I'm just not going to count that. It's the worst thing in boxing. We saw it in Hernandez against Nakatani earlier this year. They robbed him. They robbed Hernandez. He moved forward the whole fight. He beat the shit out of Nakatani, but they have to put on Nakatani versus Inoue at the Tokyo Dome later this year. So Nakatani gets the decision. We're just going to ignore all the volume punching Sebastian Hernandez did for the entire fight. This is a smaller event, but like, I don't know. You know, if you see Valle, honestly, probably get his ass whooped at a higher level eventually, how can you ever be surprised? That's not an authentic victory. That's not a real win. He didn't win that fight, bro. He lost that fight by 4 or 5 rounds. I honestly expected, you know, when I heard the cards, when I heard that it was 96-94, 98-92, I literally thought it was for Ramirez. It'd be perfectly reasonable for that to be for Ramirez. Yeah, it's part of the reason why I like sitting here and scoring these fights myself, because, you know, that was atrocious. All right, let's get into this next fight though. That's the main event of the evening. I will be quiet. Like and subscribe, by the way, if you guys are enjoying the stream, and if you guys think that was a completely bullshit decision, that the judges watched a completely different fight. I was wrong. I thought the judges were actually locked in there and were with me and were with Ramirez. I see now that I was wrong. I see now that I was wrong. I don't know what Valle did there. I really don't. I don't know what Valle did. What rounds did he win? What rounds did he actually win? Like, how were they only watching him? Like, it's one of those fights. It's like the first Canelo Triple G fight. I wondered that about too, with the infamous Adelaide Bird scorecard. Was she just watching Canelo and not even watching Triple G in that fight? Because that's how I feel like you have to get that scorecard. In order to get 98-92 Valle, you had to have just been watching Valle the entire fight and going Valle this, Valle that. Oh, if Valle does this and if Valle does that, if Valle jabs more, if Valle gets to the outside, they're watching the fight like that and scoring it that way. That is actually the only way you could get 98-92, and yet boxing judges continue to score fights that way. It's crazy. It happens the world over, and it tends to happen in hometown fights like this. And I don't think it's a coincidence that his brother fought on the undercard. And I think there's probably some shit going on, you know, at a higher level with managers. I've always suspected that, you know, there are certain fighters who, you know, they have wins cooked up for them at lower levels so they can go in and get beaten down at the higher level, at the championship level. I wouldn't be surprised at all if you went back into a fighter like Mario Barrios and looked at some of his previous wins. You know, I kind of doubt. You could probably find a few doubtful wins in there because he doesn't throw with that much volume. And it's very clear, you know, you've got a fighter like Valle who doesn't throw with a lot of volume. And they're like, yeah, give him some wins. Give him some wins so we can have some other fighter that doesn't fight, that doesn't punch with any volume, who somehow gets up towards the contender championship status. If you're wondering how guys that don't throw with a ton of volume get up to contender championship status, you just saw it right there.
For the championship fight, right back.
They're talking to Brian
The
Norman Jr.
welterweight
though.
division
Turn
is
this
heating
up.
up a little bit. Anybody you like on your radar? Because you're in a position where your name comes into the picture with all the champs, obviously. Once you have the
He wasn't a good
resume of an
matchup with
ex-world
Devin Haney,
champion,
man.
your name can come into the picture at any given point. And any of the current champions,
He didn't really have the technique to hang with Devin
Definitely,
Haney.
it's like you said, it's a whole lot of names coming up to the division. So of course you got the champions.
He's more of a fighter, bro. Brian Norman.
Ryan Garcia, Rolly Romero. But also you got Keyshawn Davis moving up. You got Richardson Hitchens possibly moving up. Even Teofimo. So literally any one of them names, man, y'all can run that thing.
Yeah, we had Tiger Johnson here not long ago. He's not a bad fighter himself. There's some good welters, and you're among them. You're among them, man. So we look forward to seeing you because we talk about exciting fights. You know, Brian Norman also makes some exciting fights, some exciting knockouts as well.
Knockout of the year last year.
For sure.
Everyone said that. So yeah, and just like the champ said, 147 is super hot right now. I'm sure you're sitting on the outside looking in like, man, I can't wait to get some of that.
I'm itching, man.
I bet.
I know you are.
I know you are.
I know you are.
I'm telling you, I'm itching.
Yeah, especially coming off that Haney fight.
Plus after the last one, I'm trying to tell y'all, I need to get back in there.
So, speaking of getting back in there, you're going to get back in there with a different man in your corner. Can you talk a little bit about the changes that you made in your team and what you're looking to do going forward for this next move?
Yes, your boy is working with the legendary Hall of Famer, Ronnie Shields. The man is bad. The baddest of the bad.
H-Town.
Most definitely. So I may have a little tan. Y'all may see it a little bit, but no, Ronnie Shields has been amazing working with him. I already learned a lot, and he got my focus in I'm dialed in. So that's why I love working out with them. And I've only been with them for 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, I already see a very, very big progression.
And there's a great environment down there in Houston. A lot of good fighters train there. You know, it's not just the elite world-class trainer like Ronnie Shields, also the environment in the gym, right?
Yeah, most definitely. It's a whole lot of great fighters out there. They got Justin Pardo, Vito Melanecki, and of course Jamal Charlo as well. So, I mean, I'm surrounded by talent, so I gotta up my game as well.
When can we expect you back? Are there any news coming up?
Oh, we should have an announcement soon. I can't tell you everything right now.
Yeah,
I'll take that.
You know, he's got the promoter hat on now too, right? So he's fighting, he's doing some commentary. Shout out to Jolene, who's here with you and you guys and what you guys are putting together. We appreciate you spending some time with us. We'll let you go get your popcorn ready as you watch your boy NAJEE Lopez, who's matched tough in our main event. That's coming up next after the break. Appreciate you sitting in with us. That's Brian Norman Jr. NAJEE Lopez versus Manuel Gallegos on the other side of the break, our main event.
Saturday, March 21st, ProBox TV invades the NOS Event Center as Lester Martinez and Emmanuel Alim battle for the WBC World Super Middleweight title. Palmdale's Joshua Kevin Anton battles the Uzbeki Punisher. LA is in the house as Anthony Too Quick Cuba defends home turf against Brooklyn's Wesley Farrell, while Sam Contreras takes on Cesar Cantu.
The following is a presentation of ProBox TV.
The wait is over. The ProBox TV Contender Series starts now.
That neither man is willing to give an inch. But is down again. Right on the button.
When you get on ProBox, you're going to have to fight, the 50-50 fight.
Absolute mayhem. That's the promise. That's the delivery.
The ProBox TV stable is one of the best in boxing right now.
Sink or swim, this is what the fans have been asking for. A stunning performance. At ProBox TV, runners and holders need not apply.
This is what the fans have been asking for. Real boxing.
Two hungry lions, no A-side, no B-side, just great fights.
No A-side, no B-side, except for the guy who gets a fucking cooked decision handed to him.
That's the ProBox TV motto. Good fighters in great fights.
They just gave a decision to a guy who barely threw any punches. And they're talking about some never holding on. Spent the last 3 rounds holding on, and the judges gave him every one of the rounds.
It is time for our main event.
Still mad about that
Undefeated
last
knockout
fight.
artist NAJEE Lopez puts his power to the test.
I'm still mad about that last fight.
Battle-tested Manuel Gallegos. For the official introductions, I'll send it up now to Lupe Contreras.
Me too. I
barely
gave 3 rounds
into
to
the arena,
and they gave him 8.
Manuel Gallegos.
You are watching a different fight than me. I never understand. It's the most fascinating sport on the planet. It's like if in baseball it was like 8-1 Yankees and the ump was like, no, 5-3 Red Sox, 5-3 Red Sox, reset the scoreboard. No. It's not 30-27 Giants right now. It's 13-0 Washington Commanders.
His counterpart, NAJEE Lopez.
So Lopez is in the... Lopez is walking second. think it's 12 round. It's a championship fight, right? Or for some kind of championship in boxing as well.
Let's take a look at the tail of the tape for our
I saw
light
it,
heavyweight main event. Representing Atlanta, Georgia is NAJEE LOPEZ, is 2 years younger than Manuel Gallegos, an inch shorter, the exact same reach. The experience advantage goes to Manuel Gallegos, who is
I think Lopez is
tonight
ranked.
out of Los Mochis, Sinaloa,
Not sure by who.
22-3-1 against the undefeated NAJEE LOPEZ, 15-0 with 12 KOs. Once again, here's Lupe Contreras.
We continue inside Osceola Heritage Park, Kissimmee, Florida. This is ProBox TV, being presented to you by Bet Online, along with White Sands Treatment Center. Ranked by Newsweek magazine as one of America's top addiction treatment centers for 6 consecutive years. Our mission is to KO the drug and alcohol epidemic. Once upon a coconut, premium natural coconut water, grab life by the coconuts. Boxing Scene, the most trusted source for boxing news. All-Star Boxing, experience Kissimmee as well as Gozumba Lounge. This contest, set for 10 rounds on the line, the WBA Continental Americas light heavyweight, as well as the vacant WBO Latino light heavyweight titles. For the WBA, President Gilberto Jesus Mendoza, our supervisor.
Ranked number 7 by the WBA.
For the WBO, President Gustavo Olivieri. Supervisor Joe Hernandez, our judges at ringside. Los jueces son Efraín Lebron, along with Michael Ross and Braden Jackson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the best rivalry in sports, Mexico, Puerto Rico. We're going to find out quién es el más macho. The ProBox main event is on now. Introducing first, the fighter standing in the blue corner, wearing purple with gold en la esquina azul, vestido de morado con dorado, su peso oficial, 174 libras y media, his official weight, 174.5 pounds. In 26 professional bouts, this heavy-handed Mexican enters the ring with 22 victories against 3 losses, 1 bout even, 19 of those victories coming by way of knockout en 26 combates. Este mexicano con la mano pesada entra al cuadrilátero con 22 victorias, 3 derrotas, 1 empate, 19 de sus victorias por la vía del cloroformo. Representando el gimnasio Cochul Montiel y Puro Mochi, Sinaloa, México, Manuel El Meño Gallegos. In the red corner, wearing pink with white and yellow en la esquina roja, vestido de rosa con amarillo y blanco, su peso oficial, un peso idéntico de 174 libras y media. He weighed in at an identical 174.5 pounds. Tonight, he enters the place where no O is safe, the ProBox TV ring. Puts his undefeated 15-0 record on the line, 12 of those victories coming by way of KO. Esta noche entra a la zona del peligro, el cuadrilátero de ProBox TV, y pone en juego su récord invicto de 15 victorias. 12 de sus victorias por la vía del knockout. Tonight, defending his WBA Continental Americas title. Repping the ATL Atlanta, Georgia, NAJEE Chino Lopez. With final instructions, referee Christopher Young.
Come on, red corner. All right, Jimmy, everything's good right here. This is fine. Jimmy, you know what time it is. For the WBO title. Fight hard, fight clean, touch him up.
15-0 with 12 knockouts, but in tough tonight against Manuel Gallegos. Christina Poncher, Chris Algieri, and Paulie Malignaggi here with you. Our main event on ProBox TV. Gallegos in the purple and gold trunks. NAJEE Lopez in the peach trunks with white and yellow trim. Both fighters fight out of the orthodox stance.
Both fighters tall and long for this weight class. Big 175-pounders here. World-class level guys. NAJEE Lopez wants to break into that world-class elite.
NAJEE with a sharp jab to start the fight.
Yeah. That's one thing about Gallegos that we've seen in the past. He is open for straight punches down the middle, specifically the jab.
Yeah, NAJEE has a good athletic jab where he knows how to mix the rhythm with it. You can do a lot of things with that kind of jab against a come forward guy like Gallegos. And NAJEE has already, I've counted, landed 4 hard jabs in the first 40 seconds. 45.
That's another one. As you were saying it, he landed another one. That's
good right hand, left hook to the body for Lopez here.
That was nasty, clean. Overhand right, strafing shot, and then right to the body with the left hook.
Yeah, Lopez with that focus look.
Oh, body shot inside with the left hand from Lopez.
But Lopez is dangerous. He punches with you. He's not afraid to get hit when he hits you.
Yeah, he's keeping the fight at a good distance from Gallegos. Gallegos, another good jab. Gallegos wants to close that gap. He can't have the fight happening at that real estate. He needs it to be a little bit closer. And it's up to Lopez to take that ability away from him to reach that inside real estate. At mid-range, Lopez should be able to really dominate Gallegos, but if he starts to allow Gallegos to get inside, it can become a different proposition. Right now, Gallegos trying to figure out a way to get in there, but he's kind of befuddled himself by that jab, right, guys?
Khalil Cole, who was a very highly touted prospect turned professional, was beaten by the Mexican the first time they fought. And then Gallegos came back in the second fight. Khalil Cole showed his class and really utilized a very sharp jab to completely shut down Gallegos and stopped him in 5 rounds.
And that's been a good jab so far for NAJEE Lopez.
Good body work there from Gallegos. Under a minute left in our opening round. Good left hook for Gallegos up top.
Yeah, Gallegos wants to take advantage anytime he gets close. He wants to take advantage of that real estate and get his hands moving as much as he can.
I was going to say at the top, the punch to look out for from Gallegos is that left hook. He throws that thing with bad intentions to the head and to the body.
Another good jab from Lopez a second ago, guys.
You can hear these things ringside. They sound bone crunching. Gallegos, though, he's throwing that right hand over that jab the way he should to try and counter.
Nice uppercut by NAJEE Lopez.
Nice uppercut by Lopez.
That was a nasty
that
shot.
sent Gallegos reeling a little bit. He took a couple of steps back because Gallegos was not
loves
in the mood
that
to take a
jab,
step
but
back,
that's
but that won't take it.
Oh,
He's hurt.
with the right
He's
hand.
hurt. That bump of his
Again,
knees.
right at the
That
10
bump of his
seconds.
knees.
He's hurt.
Lopez
body shots by
going for it
Lopez.
here in
He's light
round 1.
heavyweights throw, bro.
Oh, uppercut.
10-9 Lopez. That was some serious shit right there. Viewers. What's up, guys? Like, subscribe. Be back here next week for the next ProBox TV event as well. We'll be live tomorrow for the Dickens versus Casarce fight. Well, Casarce. I also do fight previews, fight reviews.
What a start for NAJEE Lopez, and what an end to that first round, Chris.
Blistering shots from Lopez. We see that uppercut right at the end of the round, like literally at the bell. Popped Gallegos' head up like a Pez dispenser.
That shot's been there tonight for a few fights.
Yeah, a lot of uppercuts tonight.
A lot of good uppercuts tonight.
And it's my favorite punch.
Sure.
I love
especially when it's
uppercut.
disguised like that.
Yes, it's beautiful. And the hand speed differential between these two.
Like and subscribe if you want Terrence Crawford to come back in 2027.
Another good sharp right hand over the top from
Even
Lopez.
though I already think that's probably going to happen.
Got to be careful with that shot. You got a guy with a good left hook. You don't want to throw too many
I really
uppercuts
do.
from too far away.
And you got to be careful fighting too much.
I will be making a shit ton of videos about Terrence Crawford's comeback if and when he does come back. And I will make videos about Floyd Mayweather also. Fighting all these freak fights this year.
And now that you wake up the sleeping giant. Gotta be careful.
This is a good fight, man.
He's not that easy to get rid of that soon.
Gallegos, he likes 50-50 exchanges. He
hooks to the
wants
body.
hit you while you hit
That's
him.
what I'm saying. And
Uppercuts, hooks, those uppercuts or hooks. I don't even know.
We've talked about this before with certain kind of Mexican fighters. You know, you up the pace. Now you got stuck with the pace.
Lopez needs to be careful here. Gallegos is switched on. He doesn't mind.
They're both fighting the same fight, though.
Yeah, and now once you get him in that momentum,
They're in each other's rhythm a lot more than the last two guys were. They're a very similar kind of fighter. Big cut on Lopez.
Gallegos landed a couple
Nice
good
shot.
left hands in this round as
Big
well.
cut on Lopez's eye.
Gallegos, blood over the right eye, it looks like, of Lopez.
Lopez looked kind of with a good right hand over the top of that jab, too.
It's a crazy tattoo on Lopez's back also. What is that, like a unicorn, like a Pegasus?
It was a headbutt.
Yeah, that's a bad cut.
Man, that is a brutal cut.
Spot here with so
Man,
much
another, he's
time
just
left.
jabbing at Gallegos.
Fighting a right hand connects from
He's
Gallegos.
just punishing that cut,
Over the
Gallegos.
top.
This could very much change the course of the fight.
Lopez determined, though, going in the pocket.
Down to the body.
He has to protect that cut, though, with his hand. There he goes, clinching a little bit now. Trying to push Gallegos against the ropes. You just have to keep Gallegos from getting that jab free as much as you can. The doctor's going to have to take a look at that cut again, though.
It's one of those things. It's like once the fight breaks out, you're in a fight.
But man, well, Gallegos, how fast is Gallegos going to slow down here? As you know, Lopez is the more powerful fighter. There's so much blood on Lopez's face.
He got excited.
It's the mistake Khalil Cole made in the first fight with Gallegos.
And it's a mistake we've seen Lopez make earlier in his career as well at times when he could have been controlling. He saw the openings, he realized he can land these big shots, but then what happens is...
Look at how bloody his face is.
In this particular situation, he wanted to get headbutted.
Yeah, this is where the jab needs to be on overdrive from Lopez.
But now it's harder to see things here because now he's bleeding. At distance,
and there's blood in the eye. You see that white of his eye is red.
And which makes it dangerous to fight at distance. Because now some of the shots you won't see them, and Gallegos can leverage them.
Oh, Gallegos
good right hook. Good right hook has Gallegos hurt.
Lopez coming at him. That's not surprising. Gallegos is going to get tired eventually.
Blood streaming down his face. Under 30 seconds left to work here. Gallegos had landed some solid shots.
Look at the shots from Lopez.
NAJEE
Brutal.
Lopez with another big
Never like to see a guy getting hit with straights up against the ropes like that. Never where you want to be.
Gallegos is tough as a coffin nail, man.
It's a Gallegos round, though. Can't say it's not a Gallegos round. This fight's tied 19-19 after 2, and Lopez is a big cut.
Wow. Chip, you're saying there's a good night of fights, huh?
Well, yeah, but it just keeps getting better.
Here's the headbutt which caused the cut
Was
right there.
And there's the blood. You see that clash of heads, and there's the blood. Champ, you see this combination here.
So much blood, though. It's a bad cut, though. It's another
Huge
headbutt.
combinations here at the end of the round. You see the bloodied face of Lopez. A lot of drama in round 2.
All right, shoot the right hook, man. Just keep going in for no reason. Either we all the way in or we all the way out. Right?
NAJEE ended up engaging him in the kind of fight Gallegos wants to be in, so there was a lot of good give and take exchanges. But the end of the round where NAJEE ends up hurting him really shows how dangerous NAJEE can still be. NAJEE Lopez can still be. It's just now the fight is going in that momentum.
Yeah. That eye is already streaming down the face. That's a bad cut. And there's swelling under the eye as well. Doctor's letting him go.
Round 3 in the scheduled 10-rounder. NAJEE Lopez cut from a headbutt early in round 2.
As Chris Young decided it's a headbutt, because I don't know if the referee saw that scene.
Both guys investing heavily in the body here. Nice right hand lands for Lopez.
Sharp counter from Lopez with the right hand. Goes back to the jab, but that eye is gushing blood. Oh.
A great double jab there from Lopez.
Look at that. Look at that eye pumping. Oh!
Big shots landed from both of these light heavyweights tonight. More so, though, from NAJEE Lopez.
Lopez blinking through the blood. Dangerous when you can't fully see out of both eyes in a firefight like this.
The announcers didn't notice that, the crowd did. I'm surprised Gallegos isn't more effective. That was a huge hook.
Blood-soaked gloves.
Oof. Yeah, the white gloves.
Listen, Gallegos is throwing bombs with both hands. This is a firefight.
They both have white gloves.
I mean, Lopez is obliging too, guys, you know?
Yeah.
Forehead to
Yeah, it's another
forehead,
fight with two guys who could be fighting outside, fighting
Looping
inside.
left hook misses there for Lopez.
You brought up a good point, though, champ. When you have blood in the eye, fighting at a distance becomes more difficult. Your depth perception is not the same.
Yeah, you can be hit with shots, with the dangerous shots, because at that distance, the opponent can leverage the punch as well. So sometimes it's easier to just be close.
But also, you don't know how far your opponent is away if you don't have use of both eyes.
Both of you could speak on this
Yes.
very well. You're more than qualified to talk about that.
Jab.
As Lopez gets back to the stick.
This is the range where Lopez really separates himself.
Both trying to utilize the feint with that lead foot. Nice counter right hand from Lopez. Had no problem gauging the distance on that shot.
Ooh, nice shots there by Gallegos.
Right hand for Gallegos.
I think Gallegos is winning the round just on those. There's no real definitive work here.
Bloody mask.
Wincing.
They might have to stop this fight before 4
Really?
rounds, guys.
Yeah.
We might
I
wind up
know.
with no contest
There's
here.
blood flying everywhere.
Yeah.
And the corner of Lopez may be smart to do that.
Which is a real shame, because this is
a shame,
really
but
turning
you
to a
only
great
put
fight.
yourself behind the 8 ball more, because that cut is only going to get worse as the fight progresses, and then you're going to wind up having to go to scorecards. You know, at least.
It does seem like the kind of fight that would be declared a no contest. I mean, he's not going to get a knockout
Now
with
you're
it.
going to find yourself in a position in a few rounds where you're going to end up going to the scorecards, and you're going to be possibly losing rounds because you can't see.
Yeah.
You're speaking like a
It's
boxing
unfortunate.
guy. I'm speaking like a fan.
No, I don't know about that. The cut is too bad, and it was from a headbutt, too. It is kind of BS. I wouldn't mind them just calling it for a no contest. It's kind of bullshit, but he's going to have to fight through that. It wasn't done by a strike, even. They're not going to be able to close it. It's a huge cut.
You gotta stay on that jab. Guys, you're taking too much time inside, man. Because you're all the way in, or you're all the way out, man. You're changing too much, man. Who got the better jab? You or him, man? So let's get it, man.
It's funny that he's just telling him to jab. I don't know if he has enough time to jab with that cut on the side of his face. They've got an in-swell, though. There was a big cut in the last fight, and the guy didn't have an in-swell, which is funny. This guy does.
You hear me? You hear me? Get some Vaseline on his face. Give him some more water.
Like and subscribe to NPC Fights, by the way. For more fight content, I'll be back here with the
feeling, though, that
ProBox TV reaction next week.
Kind of fight. Loves it. He loves it. You look at his face.
He's in his living room right now.
Yeah.
I mean, but just like stoic, right?
Yeah.
In his posture, in his face.
Here comes the doctor.
Guys, the more uncomfortable the fight becomes, the more comfortable he is.
Well,
Let it go. They got plenty of
take another
Vaseline
look.
on it. There's 2 cuts, though, kind of.
The guy,
Doctor says look, he's good.
All
Give the
right.
thumbs up.
Yeah, it's Florida. That's what I'm saying. I feel like Florida let it go with cuts, though.
I mean,
As we
Florida is a
start
state
round
that doesn't
4,
mind cuts, but
And Gallegos takes some massive shots already.
yeah, it's just going to make Lopez have to throw bombs. They were saying stay behind your jab, but it's like that's not the situation that Lopez is in. I gave the last round to Gallegos, too. I got a
Lopez taking a
2-1
lot of risks
Gallegos,
here.
albeit narrowly.
These have just been some awesome fights tonight. What else did we expect now coming into ProBox TV and now our main event?
The boxing is a theater of the unexpected, really, the dramatics. Because Lopez is much more talented of the 2 fighters, but makes the
shot.
wrong decision to engage in round 2, winds up getting headbutted, and then now the perception of the fight changes. He may still be winning. He probably is still winning, but now it's a much tougher fight here. And if once this round ends, you're going to the scorecards if this fight gets stopped on the cut.
Gallegos really coming on here, landing some nice combinations.
After he's taken some good ones. That's the thing about Gallegos. He loves the discomfort. And he knows he'll make you more uncomfortable if you're able to land these kind of punches and then he doesn't leave you alone afterwards. Because you assume you landing good punches, he'll leave you alone. But instead, he doubles down.
You hit him, he comes right back.
Yeah, and
Gallegos.
that's psychological. That's psychological break. Oh, nice. Nice little splash here. Blood on my face. Love it.
Yeah, it almost doesn't even make sense to protect us at this point. We're all covered in blood. What a
50
night of fights
viewers,
here on
let's go.
ProBox TV.
Like and subscribe to NBC
We had
Fights,
big
you guys.
expectations for this fight.
Back
We
here
did not
next
expect
time.
this
Back
type of
here next
drama, this kind of
ProBox
action,
TV as well.
two-way.
Oh,
big
Gallegos
shot.
with a big shot.
Loving the
at
shots
end
from
of the
Gallegos
body
though this
for
round.
Lopez. Gallegos, some type of tough as well, man.
This has been a good round for Gallegos. He's landed some
Lopez is doing a lot of work,
though.
though. Lopez is doing a lot of work. It's tough to give him these rounds, though. And part of that has to be because of the blood.
A minute left in round 4. These guys have not stepped back to take a breather.
And Gallegos is still
whatsoever,
attacking it, and that's part of why I kind of want to give him these rounds, because, like, you know,
NAJEE Lopez.
High contact fight.
it's part of the sport that sucks, but, like, you got to give him credit.
Brought into a war.
It is an offensive strategy, and he's implementing it. That woman in the front is, like, covering her face. That woman in the front does not like the blood.
Gallegos would be smart to utilize that lead left hand.
Oh! I don't think NAJEE Lopez can see. Big shot there. Martin keeps blinking that eye.
Gallegos should be peppering out that jab every chance he gets on that eye.
Yeah, Gallegos looks like he's waiting for the bus. His facial expression.
Breathing through his nose. That's what I'm saying. It's
Another
like
day.
stoic.
Another day, another fight for Gallegos.
Man.
The cut doesn't look too much worse on Lopez. I don't think he won that round either, though, unfortunately.
One of the best fights.
I don't envy him
best
having to
rounds of the
fight in this
for
condition.
Manuel Gallegos that round. Landed some good combinations.
You got to give that round to Gallegos. So.
You see NAJEE Lopez actually
kinda
tying
close,
up there.
I feel like
That was that big
Lopez
left
has some
hook
better
shot,
stuff
well
coming
timed.
up, actually,
As
if they
Gallegos
can
came
manage
straight
that
in.
cut.
The front door,
and a
NAJEE cracked him with a left hook.
A nice move by NAJEE to spin off the ropes after landing that shot, understanding his positioning in the ring.
I mean, and these are two light heavyweights at 175 throwing a lot of punches.
What's up, Sergio?
tonight,
Yeah,
and
this is
they're not
Mexico
out there
versus
just
Puerto Rico.
Boxing,
No?
giving themselves any sort of space. It hasn't been the most technical fight.
I always love seeing you
it's
guys in
just
chat, too, of course.
high contact.
I should link
for
my
this weight
I should link
class.
my main channel
this is-
somewhere on here
it's
too.
been
I'm
a
sure
lot of
it's
fun
linked
to
on this
watch.
channel, but I got a main channel where I do gaming and talk about baseball as well. If you guys are into any of that stuff. 17 subs now, 3 new subs from this stream. That's awesome
We
too.
take a look at the total punches landed.
Love to
NAJEE
get to 20.
Lopez with
Love
the
to get to
advantage,
25.
103 to 81 through the first 4
I'm up
rounds.
at 200,
although the last
260
round
on
just
my
about
main
even
channel,
as Gallegos inches
which is awesome.
closer and closer. And when we look at the power punches landed by round, that advantage also
And if you
to
guys
NAJEE
do
Lopez.
manage to navigate over to my main channel, I have all sorts of content over there. I've got a boxing manager playthrough, video game boxing manager. That's a slip right there.
He actually landed the better punch.
I've got a whole, videos about the last couple Shakur fights, video about Canelo Crawford. Actually, 3 videos about
We've had a
Canelo
lot of long fights tonight. The ring is slick from all the
over there
sweat
on the
and
main
blood.
channel. So I'm making fight content even before this channel was up. So
Good body shot there by Gallegos and the other side.
Yeah,
Right
nice
hand,
body
then left
shots.
hook.
Yeah, nice body shots by Gallegos, well placed. Gallegos still trying to keep that uncomfortable pressure on Lopez. Nothing, not that doesn't throw everything hard, but what he does is he's a physical body in front of Lopez, trying to make this as uncomfortable as possible. He knows he's not going to match Lopez skill for skill, so he's trying to make it a mud fight.
Oh. Well, I'd
where
say he's done
everybody
that.
gets dirty. Yeah, everybody gets dirty. And that's what he likes.
Good straight right hand lands there from Gallegos as NAJEE Lopez goes back to the body with the left.
60 viewers.
Gallegos is still ripping that left hook every chance he get on the inside.
Yeah, and that Lopez ends up holding. I think he might have felt one of those body shots, guys. What do you think?
Generally, when you see
Lopez is
NAJEE
doing
Lopez
okay in this
holding
round.
on the inside,
The
it's
cut
just
is
something gone
still
through
pretty nasty.
from Gallegos, because on the otherwise he's letting his
But I
hands
think
go firing
Gallegos
shots
is
like that.
having to commit to it less because he needs to balance it with the body shots as well to actually tire Lopez out. But there's a lot of body shots there by Gallegos.
This is what Gallegos wants to do, though. This is the kind of fight he likes.
And some of the steam coming
We're
off
going
the
to work
Lopez
inside by
punches here.
Lopez.
Still a lot of fight to go.
Most of the blood on the cheek of
Eye
Lopez.
is a mess.
It's not. I'm curious how much blood there is actually in the eye.
And the blood getting into his
He's
mouth
obviously
everywhere.
protecting that cut, and it's just hampered his offense the entire fight, too. He's afraid to let that hand go.
Some hard blinking
Yeah, it's
from
his
Lopez
straight
on the
also,
inside.
too. It's his number 2. He has to guard the cut with his 2, so he doesn't have
There's
his
that
main
jab
hand.
from Lopez as he gets that middle distance.
Yeah, see, that front uppercut is the sharpest punch in that sequence there.
And a right hand.
He's really liking that front uppercut, but that's a weaker shot. For the 2.
Lopez having a slowed down round this round.
Gallegos
Yeah,
very
be curious to see how
responsive
much he
this round.
switches
Everything
stances.
Lopez throw, Gallegos
You
comes
figure
right
he
back.
would to get more power on that left. Tough round to score. Gallegos did a lot of good work to the body.
Plenty to choose from, guys, from that last round.
That slip was there too, but
Look at that well-timed left hook.
I would like to see some
And like I
stats
said,
on that
NAJEE
round.
landed the
Lopez
better
did
shot,
some
but
okay
but
stuff.
he lost his balance. There's that body shot that I was talking
Lopez
about.
did some okay stuff, but they're just showing those Gallegos highlights. Gallegos had those body shots in the middle of that sequence
And you
they
saw some
showed.
deep breaths as
I'll
NAJEE
give it to
Lopez walked
Lopez
back to his
narrowly.
corner.
I'll give it to Lopez close. I'm pretty sure plenty of people
And
gave
again,
that
the
to
same
Gallegos.
expression when you look at Gallegos in the
Stone
corner.
face.
You can't give rounds to Gallegos just because he looks chill. That's not a reason to give him a round,
He is
so I'm going to give that to
comfortable
Lopez.
in chaos.
Just because Gallegos looks comfortable, I'm not going to give him a round. That's not a reason.
Najee Lopez suffered a cut in round 2 from a headbutt.
If you guys weren't here for the last fight, it was the biggest robbery in the history of boxing. It was horrible.
Which we saw
It was
from
awful
replays
decision.
was a clash of heads. And then you
Valle
see
threw
that blood
a
right
total
down
of
the side of the
15
face.
punches in the entire fight. And then at the end of the fight, they showed this bullshit graph that said that he threw like 190. And all the punch stats were even. Oh, man. Forget about that.
Shot landed.
This fight might be over in a second.
Manuel Gallegos is taking these shots so well. How much more of these can he take?
Big shot
as he
there from
dishes a right hand out of the zone.
Najee just got rocked with a right hand.
That was a big shot.
Buckled him. Champ, did you see that setup by
71
Lopez?
viewers.
He did a little shift step and a left hook.
No, Lopez has the
Bang,
athleticism
big shot.
to really up to the
Big jab.
Big shot again from Lopez. These guys are really trained.
What a fight down to the body, though, with the left for Gallegos. Then brings it back up top.
Gallegos is a
Loving the enthusiasm of the crowd. What a fight.
Yeah, this is fight of the year stuff.
This is turning into a banger.
Dramatic stuff all night. From the prelims, we've
Ooh.
had dramatic fights all night.
I don't even know how to score this.
Lopez looks a little
Bro.
unsteady here.
There's no way I'm going to be able to sleep. I'm going to train after this fight's over. I'm going to go train. I ain't sleeping anyway.
This reminds me of like an Anthony Yard fight, kind of.
Beautiful combination, uppercut, left hook from Lopez. You know, the fight fans and all of us wanted to sit
Forehead
back
to
here and
forehead.
enjoy what
Gotti
we've seen
Ward.
tonight, because it's just been
The forehead
straight
framing.
heat after fight after fight.
The Gotti
Yeah,
Ward
I mean,
forehead
every fight on the
frame.
card tonight, from our opening bell, has been good. The energy level is through the roof in here.
There we go. They're finally clinching a little bit,
Fighters
man.
laying it all on the line.
Bang.
Oh.
Nice little chin tap with the right hand there from
That cut is
Gallegos.
crazy.
About a minute left here in round 6.
That cut is nuts.
Gallegos
That's a
apparently learned how to
gash.
slip
That's not even a
punches.
cut,
I've never
that's a
seen him
gash.
slip punches before tonight.
Well, he's been training in Las Vegas with at the Salas Gym. He did some good sparring.
But again, it's
some
down the
good rounds
cheek.
with
He
David
seems like he's
Morrell.
doing an okay
looks
job
good.
keeping it out of his
Some
eye,
punches
actually.
if you're sparring guys like that.
That's a great point, Christina.
Nice
he looks
1-2.
vastly improved.
Such a hard
Iron
round to
sharpens
score.
iron, and you're seeing that right now in this performance.
This is the best version of Manuel Gallegos I've seen.
Body shot.
Big shot there, Gallegos. His right
Yeah,
hand was
Gallegos,
shorter.
nice
And
combo.
uppercut.
Lopez back. Lopez walking him down to the ropes. I think he felt that shot. Gallegos felt
Just
that.
like that, give and take both ways, guys.
Gallegos felt one of those. Yeah, now Lopez is moving
Gotta be
forward.
careful. Gallegos is still switched on. He's looking for that overhand left.
Yeah, there's so much happened early in the round. How do you score that round? And you figure you'd have to score that round based on what happened earlier, not what happened later, because of all the volume that happened early. I think I might just score that round 10-10. That was looking like round of the year until the last like minute and a half. The first minute and a half of that round was crazy. I'm just going to call that 10-10 because I'm not sure. Again, I don't like giving 10-10 rounds, but that was so close.
There was a little shift step by Lopez to set up the left hook, but Gallegos caught him as well.
It's definitely
But
a
immediately
Lopez
followed
better
up
shots, Gallegos
by
more
that shot
volume
with a
situation,
right
but then you
hand
also
from
have the
Lopez,
fact
but
that
then we saw a beautiful
there's just
short
so much
right hand
volume.
from
How do you?
Gallegos.
I
gotta
don't
say
know.
about
I don't know
Gallegos,
how to score it.
Gallegos
If I had the
punches
stats right in
with
front of
you.
me, I would be
Makes
able to
him
probably
very
score it.
dangerous.
But I got 10-10 and I've got it 58-57 for Gallegos right now. This is a close fight.
So you want to be a fighter.
Right?
This is what you have to deal with.
78 viewers
now,
out there. You
Amazon.
guys like and subscribe here at NPC Fights. I'm gonna do a
Oh!
just
Big
like this
fight
next
over
week.
here.
Oh man,
Oh!
Lopez.
Huge.
Oh, and he knocks him down.
Down goes Lopez.
Are you kidding me?
Knocked down.
11 seconds of chaos right there.
As if we
Lopez
need
ends
more
up
drama.
knocked down. Hell for leather.
Lopez landed the punch to start the round, right? And then Gallegos ends up dropping him.
Oh!
Right back.
Another knockdown. Oh no, clash of heads, clash of heads, clash of heads.
Referee was
Just one knockdown. Just one knockdown. Just one.
Absolutely.
It's a 10-8 Gallegos right now, though, dude. And now there's a cut on Gallegos.
Gallegos looks rocked from the headbutt. They're both concussed from the headbutt.
They're both. Gallegos is rocked from the punches, more likely.
This is a dangerous place to be for both guys.
Yeah.
Gallegos looks unsteady.
Who knows?
So does Najee. Plus, Najee had just been knocked
I
down
doubt
by
this fight goes to the cards. This is
Well,
violent.
he got dazed by the headbutt more than he did by the punch.
Gallegos looks, yeah, he does look
This is
wobbly.
insane.
I think Lopez sees it, too. I think Lopez sees how wobbly
Listen, I
Gallegos looks.
expected a good fight. I did not expect this good of a fight that was going to outshine all the good fights.
Gallegos is trying to move forward and box,
That was
though.
a high bar
Yes, exactly.
to pass. Good jab there.
Oh, that jab.
Strong from Lopez.
Bang, 1-2.
Good hook again from the right hand there. And Gallegos, I mean, what is he made of?
Gallegos has been walking through everything really well tonight, but that right hook seems to land on a soft spot. That's the shot that's been hurting him consistently tonight.
I still think Lopez should go back to the body, too. But he had some good success with body shots early on. I think at this point in the fight, the body shots would have more effect on Gallegos as well. Same for Gallegos, actually. You know, both guys could actually probably use a good body attack at this point in the fight because they're a little bit fading.
Keep in mind, this is a Gallegos round right now. He scored a knockdown. It's a 10-8 Gallegos round no matter what Lopez is doing.
The power shots. He's waiting for the receipt from Gallegos because he gets hit, he just fires.
Also, Najee's not snapping the jab as much, but
80
I'll tell you,
viewers.
I'm not going to criticize him for it because I feel
Like
like
and subscribe. See you guys in chat. Always awesome seeing you guys in chat. Let me know where you guys are tuning in from tonight.
Second guess snapping his jab. He's throwing more of a defensive jab to try to bait Gallegos into throwing so that he can counter the counter, as opposed to snapping it like he was in round one. And I feel like that's probably because he can't see as much. He doesn't trust himself.
Before that cut, he was snapping the jab.
Nice shot by Harris.
Left hook there landed by Lopez.
Harris Lopez.
Again,
I think of the name Najee, and I think Najee Harris. You can't blame me, right?
And the blood pouring down Lopez's face.
I saw a shift there by Lopez, and nice slip by Gallegos, guys. Again, that's
Yeah, Gallegos just slipped there. That's fine.
Gallegos is in phenomenal shape, no question.
This is a Gallegos round. It has to be.
Good hook by Lopez there on the end of the combination.
It's a 10-8 Gallegos round. There's nothing Lopez can do about that.
You're looking around, everyone's on their feet. Like, this is wild.
Lopez comes out early in the round and smashes a right hand against the Gallegos' head. He's hurt, but comes right back with a short hook. And that's what I mean by staying in the pocket too much. Gallegos punches with you.
This guy bounced off the ropes like he was going to go down.
Yeah, it's a crazy fight, right, Pablo?
Oh, yeah. Great eye by Chris Young.
Great call.
JJ, is TJ Tijuana? I'm an American, I'm not sure.
Perfect call.
That'd be my guess, though, right,
Great eye by
TJ?
Chris Young, man. That was some catch, because that was instantaneous. But I tell you, Gallegos, if Gallegos didn't have the ropes behind him, he would have went down. You see, he falls into the ropes and bounces and throws a right hand and drops Lopez. If there's no rope behind Gallegos, he goes down there.
So that's a 10-8 Gallegos round.
He literally plops into the ropes.
So right now, believe it or not, I have it 68 to 65 for Gallegos.
And drops Lopez with that right hand.
Insane round,
Yeah,
round
Tijuana
7.
would.
Now it's 10-8, man. In a good close fight, 10-8 can make a difference.
I mean, you got some round of the year contenders, perhaps your fight of the year contenders.
It says Lopez up on total punches, which is, yeah, that's why I'm saying it doesn't feel like Gallegos is winning this fight right now, but on my cards, he's up by 3 points, which is kind of crazy.
Absolute war with two big punchers who are not having trouble finding each other. Oh!
Again, solid right hand. That right hand from Gallegos.
Man, look at that shot from Gallegos.
Again with the right hand.
That's why when you spin
This fight, yo, this might be fight of the year. Honestly, this is the best fight I've seen all year, probably. I can't name a better one. There's even been a knockdown now.
Got hit with some big shots by a legitimate puncher.
This fight better have like hundreds of thousands. The highlights better get hundreds of thousands of views of this fight on YouTube.
Oh,
It better get some fight of the year consideration because it's been like that. Even if the cut was open from a headbutt, it's been that good. I got lucky tonight going live for this fight, genuinely. This is a great one.
This is where conditioning makes the difference. Late in the fight, both guys have been hurt. Who's got more in the gas tank?
You see that Gallegos attempted that right hand over the top of the jab. That's why Lopez is hesitant with it, because he's worried that he's not going to see that shot. That's why Lopez is not as snappy with his jab. He knows Gallegos looking for it, and he doesn't trust his depth perception.
Oh, that hurt.
Yeah, that hurt him.
That hurt.
I didn't see what shot it was, but he's hurt.
Right here, NAJEE
Yeah,
Lopez.
Lopez loading up. He needs a knockdown right now to get back even in this fight. But this is the kind of fight where if there's a knockdown, I don't know. If there's another knockdown, I don't know if somebody's getting up. Gallegos hasn't been down yet. I feel like if Gallegos gets knocked down, he might not get back up.
Gallegos looks weak here.
Type deal.
The punches don't have the same pop.
Well, and now he's dealing with the cut, too.
Got 7 minutes left of this fight, Gallegos, to stay alive here with a lead. Whether he does have a lead or not on the judges' scorecards is different. The last fight was a horrible robbery. Bang! Big shot. He's wobbly. Back and forth.
He's really hurt here.
Incredible stuff here in Kissimmee.
Gallegos standing in there. I'd be moving out. He does move out and still gets hit.
Still fighting back.
Lopez needs a finish here. Lopez. Here we go. Lopez looking for the finish.
Take all you can get because he's given it to him. It is over. It is over. NAJEE Lopez is still undefeated.
What a fight. Unbelievable.
Chaos in the ring now as the trainer of Gallegos has to be restrained from security.
Of course. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's an early stoppage. And I don't know why there's all these people in the ring already, to be honest with you.
NAJEE Lopez overcome.
Nah, he's still down on the ground. He's still down on the ground and they're looking at him. It's not an early stoppage. He's still down on his ass. He's getting light shined in his eyes. He hasn't gotten up. I think it's a good stoppage. Like I said, when Gallegos goes down, he's probably not going to get back up, and that got proven true. That was a great fight. Definite fight of the year contender.
What a scene.
Definite fight of the year contender. Ended with Lopez just giving it all he had, man.
Fight of the year, round of the year, knockout of the year.
Lopez just face washing him at the end of the fight there. I didn't even see what fight ended it. Or sorry, what shot ended it.
What a fight Gallegos put up.
Absolutely.
You know, remember, he had Lopez down in this fight. What a fight this was. Back getting up off the ground. They picked up Gallegos too. Gallegos deserves a hand as well, guys.
Yeah, man, Gallegos absolutely. I'd love to see him back. He gave a great account of himself tonight.
What a fight. And you know what? Deserves a hand. Chris Young. What a good run. What a solid run job he did.
Yeah, at first I just thought he wasn't down, Pablo, but I think he actually was down. I don't think he could have gotten up in 10 seconds.
He easily could have stopped it earlier.
That was a wonderful fight. That was a beautiful finish.
I would love to see what the scorecards. Would love to see what the scorecards.
Yeah, what was my final score? So my score heading into that final round was 68-65 Gallegos. So if you give that round 10-8 Lopez, that comes out to... I mean, the final score is 75-76 for Gallegos, actually, but, you know, it's not how that works. So, yeah, essentially, Gallegos was ahead on the scorecards when Lopez won,
Gallegos,
as I said.
who took shot after shot and gave it right back to NAJEE Lopez.
This is another one I would watch again, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
You're talking about rematches? You can make a bunch of rematches with tonight's fights. And I think you can...
You better make a Via Ramirez rematch. Oh, Rob Ramirez. That last decision was brutal. The decision in the co-main was shameful, man.
Let's run the whole card back.
I'm still going to go on about
Let's just run the
that.
whole card back. Let's give these guys like 2 months. They need some rest.
Yeah, maybe 3 or 4.
Yeah, maybe 3 or 4.
I will still talk about that awful decision in the
Once
co-main.
they clear out this scene a little bit, we
No,
still got
thank
to make
you.
this one official with Lupe Contreras.
That being said, yeah, I still didn't like how quickly there were people up in the ring after the fight was over. Why were people up in the ring so quickly?
I can't even see Lupe Contreras.
Like the second the refs had his hands in the air. The second the ref had his hands in the air, somebody was jumping the rope.
With an official time of 2 minutes, 41 seconds of the 8th round. Damas y caballeros, el referee Christopher Young para la contienda con un tiempo oficial de 2 minutos 41 segundos del octavo asalto, declarando el vencedor por knockout técnico, declaring the winner by way of technical knockout. And now, WBA Continental Americas and WBO Latino Light Heavyweight Champion, Boricua to the bone, NAJEE Chino Lopez.
Congratulations to NAJEE Lopez, now 16-0 as a pro, 13 knockouts, gets the victory late in round 8 in what was without a doubt a Fight of the Year candidate here in Kissimmee, Florida tonight on ProBox TV.
I'm still trying to gather myself together after what I just watched. What a fight.
Yeah, that was an awesome fight, man.
You know what? I want to see Gallegos again, too. Even if we don't get a rematch, I want to see Gallegos back on ProBox, too. What a fight. What an absolute barn burner of a fight.
And walks out of here with the same expression he had the entire night. I know he's crushed going down like that, wanting to get a count, wanting to get an opportunity to go out.
He's walking out of here with his chin up high.
But
he fought like an absolute warrior.
Yeah.
He went out on his shield.
Yeah.
He was trying to win every second of that fight, even to the point he got stopped. He should be very proud of his performance tonight.
All right, everybody, that's going to do it for me tonight. Thank you all for tuning in. So many viewers tonight for this ProBox TV stream. Some new subscribers. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Thank you guys for subbing. And I'll be back next week with the next ProBox TV card. I'll be back actually tomorrow. I'm going to do the Jazza Dickens versus Anthony Castarsi fight live. Hopefully, I can get that done. I am busy tomorrow night, though. But I'll be back all week long with more fight content. And yeah, sub here, sub over at my main channel that's linked on my that's linked on this fight channel page here. And yeah, just keep tuning in for more fight content, guys. Peace out. Like and subscribe.